Good evening, model railroaders, and welcome back to the Second Section podcast, where it's just a bunch of regular people talking about model railroading. I'm your host, Andy Dorsch. Joining me tonight, live from the Rock and Roll Sudsy studio in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mike Ostertag. How you doing, Mike? I wrote that for the show.
What? The rock and what'd you say?
I don't know. I just made that shit up on the fly.
Oh my god. Hi.
Hey,
how's it going?
Good.
If everybody out there hasn't noticed, I have not changed clothes since the last podcast.
And I can smell them from here.
Yeah.
It is bad. Here we go.
I'm trying something out for the new year. Let me know how it works out.
Yeah. See, people, we got a full house tonight here in the studio with us because it's Brew with the Crew night. So we're gonna have all of our friends on the show, talking about model railroading, having a bunch of fun. We're gonna have a couple of beers, and we're gonna give away some cool stuff. So, welcome. So we got some familiar faces. We got some new faces here, Mike. Let's go around the horn, and we'll have the crew introduce themselves and talk about what they're modeling these days. So we'll start with Paul, since he's a regular, I guess you could say, on the show.
There you go.
Hi guys, Paul Belmore. You guys might remember me from my other episode I had on here with the Rat Bag Railcar modeling. I modeled the Green Bay and Western in 1993. I have a monster basement and a monster layout that I'm constructing right now. So I will have a lot of FRV power. I have a FRV's the old Chicago Northwestern, the North Green Bay yard. I have a staging yard that's going to supply the cars to the North Green Bay yard. The Green Bay and Western trains will be able to pick it up from the North Green Bay yard, and it's going to be. I'm going to work on that track plans so that everybody's going to be able to understand what it is that I'm talking about. Yeah, like it's so easy for us. Like we could just blab about our own layouts, and we all know how it is, right? But it's going to be a lot easier once I build that track plan, and then everybody can follow along with that plan. Yeah.
So Paul, you did a great show with us, demonstrating how you did weathering for us, and that show's still doing well, by the way. But you also have a YouTube channel yourself, correct?
I do. I have the YouTube of my build. I have my old layout on there that unfortunately went into a bin. But I have the new layout. Build is on there, and it's on under Green Bay and Western Lines on YouTube.
Green Bay and Western Lines. Okay. And you just uploaded a video recently this week, I believe, correct?
Yeah. Me and my son were just at Christmas time. We put together a quick video. Unfortunately, I've been so busy. We own a campground, and we just went through a huge electrical project. So I'd had no time to post anything lately. So I really wanted to just put a video out there that everybody knows we're still alive and I'm not abandoning anyone.
Very good. Very good.
The thing about owning a YouTube channel, like everybody wants that content from you. And when your life gets in the way, it really starts to affect people. And you start getting all these messages of like what's going on in your life and that. And it's like, no, everything's good. And you start feeling guilty as a YouTube creator that you never put it out there so that people can keep up with you. So yeah, I just put out a new one, but I got a lot of new stuff coming on. And what we started doing is I've actually pre-filmed a few episodes that are going to be coming up, and I'll start posting those weekly again.
Sweet. So thanks for the introduction, Paul. We got another Paul here this evening. Paul, why don't you say hello to the section crew?
Well, hello, everyone. I'm Paul Witkowski from St. Cloud, Minnesota. And I was a long-time HO modeler and recently switched to S scale. So I'm not the only one who's gone off the deep end. But I'm in the process of tearing the layout down and rebuilding it as a S-scale switching layout.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of limitations to S-scale, as Mike probably knows.
You have no limitations. Show those gondolas right now.
I got one right here.
Yeah, look at this. That is scratch built, folks.
Here, pull it up. There you go. A little higher.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's all sheet styrene.
Crazy impressive. That is amazing work.
So that's really, really top tier stuff, Paul. What are you modeling a specific prototype, or are you kind of just doing a freelance deal?
It's going to be pretty freelance.
Awesome.
But there'll be a couple of locations from the Twin Cities metro area that I'm going to kind of model, but nothing hard and fast or anything like that.
Oh, that's awesome. And then, so you're from the Twin Cities area. Do you know the dubious Split Rock?
Oh, unfortunately, everybody knows.
Right.
I've never been to the Split Rock yet, but yes, I was just at a modeler skills day with those guys here.
Oh, cool.
A month or so ago, demonstrating some weathering projects, and we got the modelers retreat coming up, and then I think there's something in February, a operators day or something coming up.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, welcome to the show, Paul.
Thanks.
Be sure to add a few comments and
gonna enjoy my.
What are you drinking tonight? Are you drinking
Spotted Cow?
Ooh, Spotted Cow.
My daughter lives in Madison, so she supplies me with the Spotted Cow.
I was going to say that's contraband in Minnesota.
Right there.
Well, yeah, I probably shouldn't have shown that.
No, that's all right. We'll fix your IP address. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I'll join you too here with the new Glarus Brewing Company. I got the 2 women lager tonight. That's what I'll be having. So that's the other thing. You should just let us know what we're all drinking tonight as we sit around the campfire here.
I just got back from having pizza with my wife and my son, and I had Ninja Dust from One Barrel Brewing, which is a hazy IPA, which was amazingly good. It was really good. Really yummy stuff.
Yeah, good. That's good, Mike. I'll have to steal a bottle from that when I come over next.
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's move on the Hollywood Squares here. We have James Weinbrenner, first timer. Welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. Right now, I live in Seattle, Washington. Been out here for the last 12 years. I was working on because I'm getting ready to move back to the East Coast now. So,
oh gosh,
yeah. So the layout that I had, it was 15 by 20 foot layout, double deck down in my garage, and I didn't plan it right. I spent a lot of time planning it, but I didn't spend a lot of time planning it right if I had to ever disassemble it. So now I got
nothing a Sawzall can't fix.
I'm taking it apart in pieces, so when I get back to the East Coast, I can just start right back up again.
Oh, you're trying to actually be careful with taking it apart.
Oh yeah, I saved all the track.
You don't want Luke Lemons. You don't want Luke Lemons and I coming over because we're 10-year project down in about 25 minutes. We can do that.
It didn't take me long to start taking it apart, but it was a gut-wrenching night.
Yeah, I can imagine. So what scale were you modeling in?
HO scale.
HO scale?
I was modeling the Feather River Canyon.
Oh, ooh, what year?
Present.
Oh, so you had what is that now? That's BNSF, isn't it?
Yeah, BNSF and UP.
So
you have the Kitty Y on there then?
I was gonna have the Kitty Y, yes. I have all the bridges and all that stuff to start building it, but it's not gonna get built.
I mean,
that's awesome.
Can anybody actually model that and not have the Kitty Y on there?
No.
That's a rule, right?
It is actually. I mean, that's like one of the model railroad. It's like modeling the Southern Pacific. You have to have Tehachapi. The Tehachapi loop has got to be on the SP layout,
Absolutely.
right? I mean, it's just it's a law. It's actually written in there. It's like the 37th Amendment or something.
No, that's incorrect. Don't believe that.
No, it's not. Oh,
No.
okay.
So James, that's fantastic. So HO scale Feather River Canyon, and then so we're taking it down and we're moving to the East Coast.
Yep, I'm going to be moving to the East Coast because I just took a job with Norfolk Southern. So
Oh, congratulations!
Here on the 22nd of January, back to the East Coast.
What are you going to be doing with them?
I'm going to be the senior general foreman for the Enora locomotive facility.
Sweet. Oh, dude, I am telling you, you are not going to hear the end of me.
Remember this face there, James. Remember this face.
Yeah. See this?
Yep.
Yeah. See this?
Yeah.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even an NS guy. I just love getting into shops. I love going and touring shops and seeing stuff. And Enola's awesome.
Just put up a wanted poster.
I used to live back on the East Coast. I used to live in Maryland, and I worked for CSX back in the days. They're in the Cumberland, Maryland locomotive facility. And then I moved out here for BNSF. Now I'm moving back to the East Coast again.
So you've been in railroading for a long time then, huh?
Yes, since 1999.
Holy cow!
Still got 'em beat. Still. Got 'em beat.
So I just graduated high school in '99. I was not thinking about my career.
I had 7 years. I had 7 years in on 1999.
I was just looking for my next beer.
Fourth grade. Fourth grade.
Well, fourth grade. Who's in fourth grade?
Me.
Oh, Mike, your baby.
Wait a minute. Am I the old man of the group?
I can't believe that. I'll be 43 in a few weeks here, but
I'm older than you, Mike.
Are you, Paul?
Yep. By 1 day.
No.
Yeah.
You're the 19th?
17th.
Oh, see, no. I would have been named Sean Patrick if I would have been born on the 17th. Seriously, true story. My mom had 2 names picked out, and Sean Patrick was my St. Patrick's Day name. So you're 53 then, Paul, right? You and I are the same age?
Yep.
Anybody else here older than 53? All right, seniority rules.
Oh, crap.
Seniority rules.
Oh, good golly.
And it's the 2 S scale guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what it stands. S stands for senior. That's what I've been told.
Joy laughed at me because I went to the grocery store the other day and she just saw the receipt. She says, "Hey, you realize they gave you a senior citizen discount?" I'm like, "How much?" He goes, 20 cents. I'm like, "Woohoo!"
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, Justin's giving you the business right off the bat.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah. Here we go. Eric Kuglin. 72. We're all babies.
We're doing an age check here now.
Yeah, there we go. James, welcome to the show. And like you'll have to keep us updated as to your exploits there as you move into the new job and how all that all goes and the rebuild of the layout. And if you have any questions, our Facebook group is where it's at. Those guys are ready with answers if you need them.
And if you ever want to know how your NS, and if you ever want to know how the NS power is doing offline, just ask me because anything that's on the CN, we'll definitely tell you how great it's running.
I'll probably know pretty quickly.
Yeah. So welcome. All right. So let's flip over to John McKesh. Mike-ish. Thank you. Welcome. How are you?
All right, and you?
Good, thanks. So why don't you give us a little background about yourself for the rest of the section crew here?
My name is John Mikesh. I live in Hope, New Jersey. I like modeling northern New England. And somehow I also have an interest in the Milwaukee Road, Sioux Line, Great Chicago Northwestern. Don't know how that happened, but it happened.
It's awesome.
There is no reason. You know what? You're welcome. Welcome.
You're welcome.
I like grain cars. I've had a fascination with grain cars, and I grew to like those railroads.
Go ahead.
My primary interest is New England, Northern New England, Maine Central, Bang & Olufsen, CP Rail.
Oh yeah. So what era do you have a specific era, or is it all good?
I like doing the 80s. You still have a little bit of the rainbow colors from the Maine Central, Bang & Olufsen, or Maine Central, Boston and Maine. Bang & Olufsen was still had a lot of freight cars that were all different colors. They had bought up over the years.
Now, did they get bought up by Guilford?
Bang & Olufsen, or
yeah. Just I'm very unfamiliar with East Coast railroads.
Guilford Rail Systems took over the Delaware and Hudson, Boston and Maine, and Maine Central, and some other smaller area short lines. Bang & Olufsen remained independent and became part of Iron Roads, which then became Central Maine and Quebec, and is now CP Rail.
Okay.
Split off.
That's cool. So you're not just a modeler. You're part of a business as well, right? In the hobby?
Yes. I work part-time for East Coast Circuits.
East Coast. What do you guys do?
We do custom vehicle lighting. We do 3D printing. We do electronic circuits for model railroads.
Oh, that's awesome. So how long have you been doing that?
Close to 10 years. The company's been around for about 10 years now.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to make sure to get a link. You guys are on the web, right?
Yes, we have a website.
Okay.
Should be eastcoastcircuits.com.
All right. I'll make sure to get that into the show notes as well. And that goes for any of the other guests we have live on the show tonight. If you guys have a YouTube channel or Instagram, or you got your own little side hustle or business going on, let us know. Tonight's free advertising for all the brave souls that come on the air with us this evening. So, okay, so you got a layout currently, John, or is it in process?
No. I bought my house 18 years ago, partly because of the basement.
Yes.
I got a 1,200 square foot basement and haven't done anything with it. Basement turned into a warehouse. I worked for Aristocraft Trains, Polk's Motorcraft Hobbies for a number of years.
Oh, wow.
And the G-scale cars multiplied and expanded and had babies and whatever you want to call. It was always a joke that I had the Aristocraft had a second warehouse and it was in my basement. So, when you work for a manufacturer, I need one of these, and it adds up quickly.
Yeah, I think that would be the end of me and my marriage if I worked for a model railroad company. That's for sure. Because I would always be like, oh man, I gotta have that.
Yeah, that's
gotta
what
have
happens.
that. Yeah. So that's awesome. Well, welcome to the show, John. Sorry about getting the last name wrong right off the bat, but we'll have to come back to you a little later. We can dive a little bit deeper into the East Coast circuits and all that good stuff. Because there's a couple people that have been bringing up questions saying that you guys have awesome stuff. So, and I did get the website up there on the page, so should be good. All right, we have Brent here.
Hey, good evening.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great.
Good.
Didn't realize I was going to be. I just thought I'd be watching, but don't mind to participate at all. I'm Brent Repenning. I'm living in Northeast Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. Town called Whitfield. HO modeler. Been in it for a long time. I think I've been in hobby since I was 12, just like probably everybody else on this call. And model CN, WC, even been painting some LS&I stuff.
Really
like that kind of ore railroading up there in the UP. I mean, it's a cool little railroad that kind of has a lot going on, or did at one time.
Still does.
Yeah, still does. So don't have a home layout. We just moved about a year ago, so I have a nice new basement with a house on top. So I'm kind of process designing things as we speak, and we'll see how fast that goes. I'm a president of a local club for another 2 days, I guess. I get back to regular member status.
There you go.
We have a nice HO layout there. We're in a old train depot. We own it's an old Lakeshore, Michigan Southern station on the west side of Cleveland.
That's awesome.
A lot going on, but happy to be here. And
yeah, well, we're happy to have you, Brent. It's a happy little accident that you came on to watch, but now you get to participate because I'm an ore line modeler myself, so I love the UP ore lines, and I do Chicago Northwestern and Milwaukee Road and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm excited to have you on. Maybe we can trade notes sometime about LS&I. I got a bunch of pics from them. Have you ever been up there?
I have, not necessarily to chase trains, but I did find some trains when I was up there. Years ago, I worked up in the UP. I was doing some projects with the power company up there, and
sure,
I got to see a lot of that. But I need to plan another trip. I got some family up there and spend a little bit more time, but well, still going.
So there was a question we got a question from the audience for you already. Justin is asking, is that the club with the interlocking in it?
No, that's actually, I think if I'm thinking about it correctly, that's the Coshocton Club. They're about an hour and a half south of where I'm at. We're on the west side of Cleveland. We have I think it's about a 19 by 40 double deck layout in there.
Sure.
We also have O scale, and small N scale layout. The building's 110 feet long, so we kind of got it broken out with a bunch of different stuff.
Dang, that's huge.
Club's been there since '77. So it's a good group of guys.
Nice. Very nice. Well, welcome to the show. If you have any comments, questions, or funny little quips, be sure to bring them up. It'll be well received. What are you drinking tonight?
I got a fine German Pilsner called Radaburger.
That's what I'm talking
Figured
about.
I'd go a little bit on the light side. The IPAs and stuff are a little tough these days.
Yeah, I'm getting too old for that stuff.
Oh, come on.
All right. So let's move right along here. Phil Dimmer.
Yeah,
how you doing?
Pretty good. Am I coming? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, yeah. You're fine as frogs here.
Okay. My name is Philip Dimmer. I live in Wahpeton, North Dakota.
Okay.
Just a little bit south of Fargo, or a little bit about 200 miles east of Minneapolis. Been modeling like everybody else since 10 years old, something like that. When you got your first train set, that first layout, my dad, we put the stuff you put on a pool table, the felt.
Yeah.
That's what we had on there it didn't work very good as far as everything gets stuck on it, because it was a felt type stuff. But I believe the layout we're currently sitting in right now, that's above our garage. I believe that's my sixth layout that I've built. So
wow,
build them up, tear them down, build them up, tear them down. This
man after my own heart.
Yeah, this one's actually going on 6 years now. I think it's 6 years.
Okay.
5 or 6 years. But we model my son Landon is 14. He's around the corner. He's actually running trains trying to keep them on the tracks here so they don't fall off in front of everybody. But we've got I modeled Red River Valley and Western. They're a short line railroad. They're a sister to Twin Cities and Western out of the cities. So they operate out of Breckenridge, and most of their stuff is to the west. They have about, I think it's about 600 miles of track, somewhere's in there. And I think right now they're sitting about 20 locomotives. They just got 4 SD70 Max XBNSF units that they're going to put into service next year for I believe it's a bean plant they're building, but they're going to shuttle stuff over there. So but we've got 17 by 24, I think is the size of this room up here.
Oh wow.
My dad, when we redid the garage, when we moved here 10 years ago, and when we rebuilt the garage, there was a dirt floor under it, and Dad's like, well, why don't you put your trains upstairs? You know, and I'm like, well, I don't have money for that, you know, and he's like, just do it. You'll thank me later, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got 17 by 24 up here, two levels. There's a lot of, we got BNSF stuff up here. We got what is it? Canadian Pacific, and then Red River Valley and Western is what the railroad's actually modeled after.
Yeah.
My name, Eastern Dakota and Wilkin, I did that so I can kind of freelance a little bit too. So any areas that are freelanced I tried to do the freelanced areas of the towns that were like, what were they called, whistle stops back in the day? So they're technically not there anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, we're up here later on if you want, like we can walk around and stuff, but after
that would be cool.
Introductions and stuff. So
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of questions, and there's one comment. David Winter says he really likes the track switch maps on the fascia behind you there. So that was a nice touch.
I operate. We have a friend up in Fargo that has a big Sioux line layout, and that's where I really got into operations, being around him. Tom Gay is his name. He's got I forget what the layout name is, but it's his is about 14 by 40 something. And that's where I got the shadow box idea originally. That's what he did in his layout. So I wanted that. There's a lot of extra work I wanted it round, everything round and stuff. So it's a lot of extra work to do that instead of doing angles and stuff. But yeah.
Well, good. We'll do a little walkie here after we get through the introductions here. It's but yeah, this is awesome. I'm glad you could get on, and sorry about the mix up earlier.
No, I had to download StreamYard. And then when I did that, it asked me for audio and mic and stuff. So
there you go.
And then it works. So okay.
Hey, there's a couple questions there. Dave Winter's got one more for you. Boy, this guy's he was pre-gaming before the show tonight. Yeah. So he asked you. He says, "Hey, did you hand paint those clouds on the backdrop?"
Yeah. Our layout that we had up in Fargo, I did that the first time on that one, and yeah, everything's hand painted up here on the backdrops. I'm kind of toying with the idea of trying to do a hybrid now that we're modeling the flatland, so it's I guess in my opinion it's a little harder to model the flatland because of all your detail and stuff you have to have right down close to the ground level.
Yeah.
In your backdrop. So and my trees tend to get kind of big and my corn tends to get kind of big, but yeah, the clouds I did I don't know, whatever you call it, where you do the blue on the top and then the white on the bottom, and you kind of blend them together.
Oh yeah.
And then you stipple the clouds and stuff. So.
Well, they look really good.
Oh, thank you. My grandma was a painter too back in the day, so maybe there's some hereditary stuff going on there. I don't know.
Yeah, it runs in the family, right? Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right, and we got double trouble. We got 3 mics on the phone tonight. Was it 3 mics, 2 Pauls, a Phil? Oh my God. Okay, this is going to be a disaster. So let's start with Mike Shanky first. Mike, welcome back. How you doing?
You can't even go Mike S.
Yeah, I can't even go Mike S. Slater's ruined it for us. How you doing, Mike?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Good, good. Welcome back to the show. Why don't you tell everyone what you're modeling and what you got behind you there?
Still modeling the Wisconsin and Southern.
Okay.
I just recently added a staging spur track to my layout. Over where my cars are stored, just on some shelves. I wanted something there to like start. I can run it, and then I can bring it back and model beyond. So I did a little work on it, got it going. So now when I'm down here running trains, I can model beyond, and I'm going to let my daughter run that operation. So that gives
there you go.
Gives her something to do. It's only 3-4 cars, but after talking with Mr. Ostertag, and we kind of hatched a little bit of an idea.
Okay.
So there's 40 inches there, which is extremely tight. I'm well aware of it. But if you helix that, which can be done, as what I've been told, as stupid as that sounds, is you can double deck this layout. And then at that point, because this layout is all the Bachmann Easy Track layout.
Sure.
I got going, got my skills. But then I can do my prototype on the top deck. And once that's completed, I can remove the bottom deck. Because I can hang everything from the exposed eye joists above me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you got those joists up there, so you can kind of do a
And
little hanging type situation.
And since my backdrops are already in on the exterior walls, maybe we're thinking about going prototype. So it's just don't rush it. Got a lot of like this spring and summer, a lot of places to go take photos, pictures, do some research.
Yeah. So the Wisconsin Southern, that's a pretty big railroad. What do you like so far that you've seen that you want to model?
Well, there's always too much to model. That's the problem. With any given layout. But I'd like to have Horicon Yard kind of be the one spot and then head north. So then I can get that funnel effect going into Horicon. Now, if someday if my daughter's old enough and by some miracle of God I ever can go big enough, I would like to work my way down to Ackerville. I don't think that'll ever happen. But,
that's pretty much the whole north-south of the line there.
Well, I want to put the stuff further north so far than to have it spur off and just be hidden staging. So the Oshkosh run up there, so from Brandon north would just be hidden staging. There's no work there. But as for the Marquezan
don't tell me that.
The Marquezan area, there's a perfectly little oval you can put in for sand service, and it's so that could be like my bump out. There's just potential, and you get some really nice terrain elements. So I kind of with this layout, this first layout here is pretty much flat. The grade is less than a ½ inch. Now I kind of want to start adding that third dimension.
Sure. So you've been with the show pretty much since its inception back in the day. You and I only live probably 20 miles apart.
Yeah, 25
as the crow
minutes.
flies. Yeah, as the crow flies. So I mean, so it's you've definitely come a long way. Not only with your layout, but your modeling skills as well. Bill Kenkeld has a question for you. How big is the room that you're in?
This layout is 16 by 14 by 10.5. So I got 16. So the rest of it would probably make it about 20 feet. The one leg where the helix will go, and that 3-foot helix would be a temporary one until obviously the whole top is done and would need to be, considerably bigger in order to function properly. But I hear it's possible. So
it's completely doable. Quit, knock it off. You can totally pull it off.
Mike seems to think so. So
I know he can. I've seen the space. I know he can do it. He's just. This is the weathering situation all over
just pull
again.
the trigger,
is what
Mike.
it is. Yep,
Well,
this
it's
is
the
weathering
it's the
all over.
financial situation.
Just
It's not,
do it.
can I? It's the financial at this point.
That's true.
I am all for engineering in this. So today was my daughter's birthday, and I had the in-laws down. We were down here putting heat in this train room, and kind of like, oh yeah, and he's a structural engineer, and we were. It was being discussed.
Well, good. That's good that you're branching it out to the rest of your family, and getting them involved.
So yeah, possible looking at the prototype method. I've had some good teachers, Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Luke Lemons. I even drink my Minute Maid lemonade. I am out of my non-alcoholic Minute Maid lemonade for tonight.
Well, we'll just keep you to one since you're driving. We don't want you to.
Good point.
All right. Well, thanks, Mike, and welcome back to the show. And last but certainly not least, let's introduce friend of the podcast, Mike Slater. Mike, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing real good.
Love the shirt, buddy.
Oh, thank you. I had the pleasure to meet Mr. McCullen several years ago before he passed away, and unfortunately, I was getting yelled at by other people at the Fremo layout because I was hogging up the balloon loop on the one end of the railroad. And the reason why Alan stopped and talked to me, I was running a train with Virginia and Ohio Power. So Mr. McCullen had to tell me where the train originated and where it was going to. And he was just couldn't believe that somebody would even want to run Virginia and Ohio Power at the National Train Show.
Oh gosh.
So
you have any Virginia and Ohio equipment, Mike?
I don't have any official motive power, but I do have the motive power that Intermountain released. They did a couple SD40-2s.
And yeah, that's right.
Did some ES 44 Gevos, and then I have one SD40 that was painted by a WC engineer. Yeah, it had custom decals done, and when he was kind of out of the hobby for a bit, I bought that particular one off of him, an Allegheny Midland, and a Utah belt.
Oh yeah, so the three big freelancers of our time, right? So VNO, Allegheny Midland, and of course Eric Bruman's Utah belt. And Justin makes a point here. He says, I regret not getting those 40-2s for the VNO. I think I think a lot of people do. Justin, that's for sure.
They pop up on Evil Bay every now and then. And
Evil Bay, there we go. So, Mike, for those who don't know you, aside from the VNO, what are your modeling interests?
My three primary railroads that I model are the Milwaukee Road, the Wisconsin Central, and America's finest interurban railroad until January 20th, 1963, the Chicago North Shore in Milwaukee.
There you go. That was a good plug for that. So that's with the catenary and all the wires and stuff like that, right?
Yep. I do. I belong to a modular club, and we do different shows around the Midwest, and we do run all of our interurbans off a live overhead. And the other thing that I've been slowly converting some of my equipment to DCC and sound.
Ah, there you go. That's awesome. So, so I see. So, what parts of the railroads that aside from the interurban line, which I'm assuming is pretty much most of it, is what you model? What about the WC and the Milwaukee Road? What are you looking to model there?
Well, the layout behind me is what I kind of call my Midwestern prototype, and it's I would say pro freelance. Just by changing out equipment, I could change it out from Milwaukee Road to WC by maybe changing some vehicles and changing some freight cars and motive power. But primarily it's some of the structures, are a dead giveaway for the Milwaukee Road, and it's primarily based the layout in the late 1970s, 1980s.
The prime time.
Yep. Of course, my biggest problem is I do like Milwaukee Road cigar band F units. So that predates that time period. So again, by changing out some equipment, taking off some 50-foot box cars and putting on some 40-foot ribside box cars, it's easy enough to do earlier Milwaukee Road. But I've been trying to push myself to get more billboard equipment.
Sure. That's outstanding. I love the billboard scheme myself. That F unit that you put on the page, is that handy?
Yeah.
Look at that.
This is
that's a work in progress there, right?
Yeah, well, basically all I really need to do to this one now is paint the pilot. It was Walther's entry line. I can't forget what they call that series in that F7, but they did it with the freight pilot. And of course, looking at pictures online, that particular number should have a passenger pilot. And of course, I could have renumbered the locomotive to one that had a freight pilot, but that was one of the only ones that had a rotating beacon on top of the locomotive, which I guess not many units got beacons in the late 70s, early 80s. So I had to keep the number and hack off the plow and change the pilot. Luckily, I had a Highliner kit, A unit kit that, I guess now it'll be modeled with a freight pilot.
The question's coming in from Humanity Junction. So would you classify yourself as a prototypical modeler then?
I'm how to put it. There are other people in this hobby that are crazier than I am, that I will never want to achieve that level of detail, but something that's glaring obvious that something is incorrect and it's easy to fix, I'll fix it. But on the other hand, there's sometimes that like this is a patch job I'm doing for a buddy of mine, and that's never prototypical because 581 was scrapped.
It bit the dust, didn't it?
Yeah, it was scrapped by the Milwaukee Road. I think it was 83, 84, so a few years before. It's trucks actually survived in North Fond du Lac on a flat car during the WC era, and their trucks are probably now in Brazil, where the units are now. But if it's an easy detail to put on, like MU hoses, the airlines, or a rotary beacon if the engine had it, or the correct snowplow, those type of details I'll do. But as far as airlines underneath the walkways of a locomotive, or making my own detail parts because the commercial detail parts are too bulky, I'm not that crazy.
So what engine number are you doing? What is that? The 82 Charlie? Is that what it is?
The SDL 39?
No, your F unit, the F7.
Oh, the F unit? Yeah, that one's the 82. 83C.
83?
Yeah.
The 83C. All right, let me see here. Hold on a second.
And I think that was one of them that went to the ill-fated Indiana Transportation Museum.
Let me take a look here and see what I got here. I have 82C, 82A. There was a set, I believe, because I've got the 82 Charlie and the 82 Alpha with the SE, I believe it was the SE2. which is a slug set. The SE2, that was a slug set, and I believe there were 2 sets of slug sets that the Milwaukee Road had, and the 82 Charlie SE2 82 Alpha set came to Green Bay prior to heading out to Tacoma, because those were used out on the west end as the Tacoma pushers to get up the Tacoma Hill during the late before the Pacific Extension was like abandoned, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I've got photos of one of the slug sets coming into Green Bay on a train in 1974.
Yeah, the other thing I heard that the Milwaukee also did is on the weekends when the commuter traffic was down in Chicago, they would run some of the commuter F units up to Green Bay on some of those turns.
Uh-oh. What's happening here?
There you go.
Whew. I didn't know there was going to be a show. I thought we were just going to sit around and drink beer.
That's coming over. This is coming over to Fox. This is coming over to Fox River into Green Bay from the south.
Dang.
So this is apparently 1974. And then I'm not sure how I attained it. So Mike, if you need these, let me know. But I've got all sorts of detail photos for this set of power right here. I like the switch block sitting right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do the slug set, but even just general detail, that type of stuff's always good.
Ooh.
Yeah, isn't it? And that just give you a bunch of warm fuzzies. Here's a big piece right here.
Yeah,
with all, because here right here, these are your slug cables, and then these are your regular MU cables.
So I'm naive, Mike. Tell me what I'm looking at here. So I see 2 sets of cables. So
right.
The MU one's on the bottom. That's for multiple units, right? So what's going through there? Is that just air?
That's air going through those.
Yeah.
That's air. That's typically your main reservoir, your actuating, which would be like your setting and releasing your brakes, your engine brakes. You have on this one, it's got 4. One of these on the outside, I believe, on the Milwaukee Road was the use of for sand. I believe that's what it was for.
I believe talking with Tom Holly, which he's lurking in the weeds.
He is. He said that Mike Slater would be a fantastic Southern Railway modeler.
He mentioned to me on some of the older units that the 4th line was sanding.
Yeah, a sanding line. So these are all basically for the locomotive outside of the locomotive consist. The larger cables up here are electrical cables that connect the mother units with the slug on both ends, and the slug is set up in the center here. So since this is the 82A, this is on the left here. This would be the SE2. So that would be slug on the Milwaukee Road. That meant slug EMD number 2. So they had a handful of these, not very many. I think there was only as a matter of fact, I think there were only the 2 of them, and then there was a 3rd slug that was the SG1, which is the infamous Twinkie locomotive that is affectionately called on the Milwaukee Road because it is a cabless RS3.
Yep.
So, but it was also made into a slug set. But that one was used mainly with the U-28Bs. I believe it was the U-28Bs. I have photos somewhere in here of that set being in Green Bay also. So when they built these things, Green Bay was a test bed. They would always, because of the terrain coming from Milwaukee to Green Bay, the Milwaukee Road would always test a lot of things up here. The SD40-2s, when they came on property, came up this way. There was tonnage, there was hills, there was everything. They were really able to do some heavy loading on the way up here and do some testing. And the thing is the reason also they could do it is Green Bay was a rebuild center. So they had a lot of the same tools in Green Bay that they had in Milwaukee. So if something went wrong, Green Bay could help take care of it. Just
Wow.
little Milwaukee Road history there for you folks.
So Split Rock says, "Hey, we're all such nerds. Give us an engine number and we can recite its history for the last 30 years." I think that's
Well,
true, right? I mean, there's a couple of them that we could all probably just rattle off.
Oh yeah.
Roger
That's cool,
Moses
though, man.
says, "Let's keep this Milwaukee Road conversation going for the rest of the show."
Yes, let's take over.
But that's what I'm looking at is my staging yard up here that is just full of F units and Jeeps 9s and some of them are in progress, some of them are completed, and of course the staging yard's not even connected yet to the main layout. But that was this week's project besides the workbench I'm sitting at right now.
Yeah, right.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Being from central Minnesota, what's the Milwaukee Road?
Hey, now listen. Listen here.
It's not only America's finest railroad, they're also America's forceful railroad.
The Twin Cities and Western is a former Milwaukee Road line.
I can't believe we're gonna.
Huh?
So Mike,
Right, you bit the hook big time, man.
Yeah, Paul's got you on. He's reeling you in. Yeah.
Did it go to Hawaii? I'm just curious.
I'm too far north for Milwaukee Road, though.
Yeah.
This is the heart of the Burlington Northern here.
I was gonna say you're
sorry.
BN country, right?
Yep.
Sorry about that, Paul.
So that's awesome.
Good railroading is only a drive away. You know that, right?
They were dead and gone by the time I got my license, though.
Yeah, right.
So I gotta ask you, Mike, and this is so. First and foremost, we got looks like Mike Shanky dropped off. It looks like Neil Erickson's going to be joining us here shortly. So once he gets his audio stuff sorted, we'll get him on, do a little introduction. But just want to say, since you guys can hang out as long as you want. If you want to drop off, that's great, and just want to hang out in the chat, that's awesome too. There's a lot of good stuff going on there. Tonight's I guess schedule of events is we're going to have a fist fight about the Milwaukee Road here real quick, dust up the knuckles. And then after we get done telling Mike about Milwaukee Road and all that good stuff, we're going to talk about, we're going to do a drawing here for a $50 gift card from Engine House Services for all the members that are here tonight. And then we'll do a drawing for all of our patrons on Patreon that support us. We're going to do a $100 gift card, and then we're going to do the famous "What's on Your Workbench" later this evening. So stay around to heckle and give constructive comments to those that did the entries this evening. There's a lot of them. So, but yeah, let's open up this can of worms, Mike. Yeah. So I just want to talk about Milwaukee Road, that type of stuff. You're part of the Milwaukee Road Historical Society.
Yes, I'm actually the superintendent for the Superior Division of the Milwaukee Road Historical Society or Association. Yeah.
Yeah, and then what railroad do you love? I mean, hate more than any other railroad out there?
Well, why are we doing this?
I'm just asking questions, Mike. No, that's fine. You don't have to answer that question.
Oh, I'll answer it. I will
I
answer it. I will answer it. It starts with an S and ends with an ooh.
Line. Now, are you part of their historical society too?
I am only in
man.
Only as a rebellion because nobody wants to talk about post 86 stuff there, and I'm actually turning that knife. I want to know everything post 86 that happened with that railroad, especially the line that comes up to Green Bay.
And then you go and stab me in the back and say I won't join the Chicago Northwestern Historical Society, but you join the Sioux line.
Well, I have more of a direct interest with the line coming in to
We
Green
cannot
Bay.
be friends.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, the Northwestern's never done anything. Well, they did an interchange right at the Green Bay yard, though. That was kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was all sorts of stuff right there. That was kind of cool, but
yeah.
No, that's okay. I mean, I'll maybe one day after I've had enough to drink, maybe I'll join the Northwestern Historical Society, but
No, Justin's right.
Really?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay. No, that's okay. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
no, that's fine. I understand. I see I'm a man. I'm an army of one on this day. So it's.
No, we're just giving you a bit of the business. That's all. But thanks for.
That's okay.
Thanks for being a good sport. So let me ask you guys here on the call. Do you guys do the historical societies? Do you use them as resources, or you just don't really get into it?
I'm gonna start getting into them.
Yeah,
because my kids are slowly but surely starting to get into trains.
Really?
So my oldest one, he's 14. My youngest one is 10, and they both love, like Mike's shirt there, the Chessie system.
Oh,
the
yeah.
B&O, the Western Maryland. So when we do move back to the East Coast, I don't think the Feather River Canyon will probably go in. It'll probably be a more 1980s era railroad.
Yeah.
They want to get back into the building of old history.
That's cool.
So I've started looking into like the Denver and Rio Grande that's not around anymore, and might even model the Tennessee Pass.
Ooh.
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah.
My son loves the Chessie system as well. I don't understand it.
It's the paint scheme. It's
Is
the
it?
paint scheme. Yeah, I think it is.
And it's just
the
like
paint
Western
scheme in
Maryland with the red, white, and black. It's,
Yeah.
It's that color differential on the locomotives.
Yeah, I'm convinced that that's what it is. I mean, don't forget about what it actually stood for and what was going on with the railroad itself. It's just a sharp looking paint scheme, and not only that, but it's got a cat in them. It's got a where is it? Right, the cat. It's
Right
got
there
a
on the
cat in
sea.
the sea. So I mean, and there's a story behind the cat. So
Yeah.
I mean, in that
What is
cat,
the story behind the cat?
oh, it goes way back to the C&O days. It was like a promotional thing
for advertisement
for their passenger trains. I believe it was an
Really?
advertisement for the passenger trains that you could sleep like a kitten on the C&O's passenger trains, and so they had a cat, and it was the female cat was named Chesapeake or Chessie. The male's cat was named Peak, I believe the male was Peak, that stood for Chesapeake. So there was a male and a female, but the female is the one that ended up on the logo.
Oh my God!
And then
There's a whole thing written.
There's also a kitten too.
Yeah, there's a kitten involved with it, and it was a whole thing. There's a whole write up online on the C&O Historical Society's webpage on the history of what the logo and how the cat got into the Chesapeake in Ohio, and it's actually a holdover from the C&O.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the Chessie. Just the paint scheme. It's really cool. Boy, but there's not many people who model it, are there?
Who wants to paint it?
What's that, James?
Who wants to paint it?
There's a lot of people that love the Chessie system, especially back on the East Coast. It's harder to find people out here.
Yeah, I bet.
Chessie, the B&O, C&O, they were big railroad companies back there on the East Coast. Because I can remember growing up watching them just roll right by the house every single day.
Yeah.
You got a lot. lot more commercial models too that now, so you don't have to paint those difficult colors on there. I mean, it's I see a lot more guys picking it up.
Yeah. Well, the chassis scheme I think would be easier to paint than the MKT John Deere green scheme.
Yeah, the chassis is a lot easier to paint because it's just two masking lines that you got to do.
There you go.
It's always hard to get the colors right, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it never looks the same.
All right, now here's my take on that. Here's me unplugged.
Okay. Oh God.
All right.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Now, I agree 100% with Brent, but I disagree with him at the same time for one reason and one reason only. Anybody's ever looked at a Chesapeake, a chassis system painted engine? There's no way that any yellow is going to match up to the amount of dirt that is on those things. So what does it matter if the yellow is right? It's going to get so dirty, you're not going to be able to see the right color anyway. So, I mean,
even if the Milwaukee Road, having different shades of orange,
all sorts of different shades of orange. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, West Coast painted a deeper reddish orange than the Midwest Milwaukee area.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with you, Brent. It's a pain in the ass to really paint that yellow, and to try to match that. It's like trying to match blue. Trying to match Conrail blue to anything is almost nearly impossible. It's horrible. But you dirty them up, you weather them up, nobody's gonna know.
It depends on the light that you got in your basement too.
That's actually very true, yeah.
Right, and if anybody ever says anything to you, the door's the other direction.
Yep.
You can always paint the gold one.
Right.
GM 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny that you say that because I just saw one of those gold ones for sale not too long ago, and I was gonna pick it up, and I thought, because Ather did that as a special run, early 90s, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man.
That was a GP40-2, I think, if I remember right.
GP40-2.
If you got a funny story about that, when I was a kid, they had a excursion train, and the advertisement, it was from Akron to Pittsburgh, and the whole thing was there was going to be pulled by GM 50. The week before the trip, they painted the locomotive in the test scheme. I mean, you can still smell the paint. It was that fresh. Somebody screwed up.
No, we had Split Rock did have a question before.
He did. Did he?
That was pretty good. Yeah, I remember what the question is. If you can't find it. The question was, and I see if you guys know what the answer is, because I certainly do not. What is the largest railroad, I'm going to assume in the United States, that does not have a historical society?
I'm going to say Amtrak.
Oh, that's an interesting flavor.
Wow, you know what? That I never would have thought of even thinking about Amtrak. Does Amtrak have a historical society? Oh no, I'm gonna look this up.
I have no idea. I'll say something stupid.
Yep, you're right.
Because I don't. Yep. Okay, good. I'm glad we got that out of the way. I was gonna say something stupid like UP, but I'm sure they must have something.
Oh, yeah, they have one.
Do they?
Well, knowing Mr. Split Rock, it would be the CPKC.
Nope. There is a Amtrak Historical Society.
Yeah, I saw that.
Google to the rescue.
What's that?
Split Rock says that they've had one since 1991. Wow. So we got a couple of good ones coming in. Sparky 107 says BNSF. They have one?
Stand by.
No, I think that would be
Norfolk.
That would be Friends of the Burlington Northern. I don't think there's not an official BNSF one.
Norfolk Western. Dave Berman says CP. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're gonna have
Friends of the Burlington Northern.
Split Rock. You'll have to let us know here. Because I don't know. I do not know the answer. This is going to be a good one.
The Frisco's got one. Great Northern.
CSX? G and W. Oh, Genesee and Wyoming.
Oh my God.
Split Rock throws this hand grenade into the mix and he doesn't know the answer. That's why he was asking.
Leave it to him, troublemaker.
Yeah. You better get another beer out for that. That is ridiculous.
I'll drink
I don't
some of
think a
that.
beer will handle it.
No, I do have a bottle of scotch upstairs, but that's gonna get saved for when I finish the layout. So, that's good. So James is doing historical societies, or he's gonna be getting into. We talked Chessie. What about anyone else here? You guys part of any historical societies, or wanna, or have any aspirations to do one?
Well, I'm a member of the Milwaukee Road and then the Shoreline Historical Society, which covers the Chicago interurbans, covers the North Shore.
Yeah.
I'm part of 5 of them.
But not the C&W. I don't get it.
No. I got the Milwaukee, the Sioux, the Mopac, the Missouri Pacific, Green Bay and Western. And then I just joined the Copper Range Historical Society, Copper Range Railroad Historical Society, which is up in the Keweenaw, that covers the Calumet and Hecla, Quincy and Torch Lake, the Copper Range,
the copper
all
stuff.
of that, all the copper country railroads up there.
Yeah.
Which that's actually turned out to be some pretty cool stuff so far that I've seen. So, and I might throw my hat into 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Well, the Hawaiian Railway Historical Society. But,
Who's that?
I'm probably the only one.
Neil,
weren't you just running an engine? Were you just on an engine up there or down there?
It was stationary, but I was on that trip. Yeah.
Let's welcome newcomer Neil Erickson to the show. Neil, how you doing?
Good. I was working on an hour a day this week. It's riding my bicycle. Don't go there.
Oh God!
If I spent that much time on the railroad, I'd be a lot further along.
Yeah.
How are the chickens?
Do you want one? I'll send you a nice rooster.
No. Are they still laying eggs in the tree or no?
No, we made a place for them to lay eggs. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
The mongoose enjoy finding them in a localized place too. So.
Oh, I suppose. Hey, gads.
Huh. So why don't you give the? So you're not new to the section crew. You've came on the last Brew to the Crew, or the last all skate that we had. But for those who are new to the show, why don't you just give a little update? What you're doing in terms of modeling and where you're located.
Well, generally I model lingerie, but today I'm working on the railroad.
You know, I'm glad that you covered up.
I've modeled pretty much everywhere I've lived, and seems to be that wherever I go, I get interested in that road. And now I actually live on the Big Island, and for a while I modeled the railroad that ran here called the Hawaii Consolidated. It was standard gauge, although everything else on the state was narrow gauge. And I became more and more interested in plantation railroads when ON 30 came out, and started modeling a fictitious plantation line. But a lot of the places that really fascinate me were from the Oahu Railway, and it was a Class 1 railroad, right? So it actually ran really big engines.
Nice. Nice.
Like K36. I'm running a bunch of C25s. All of them pretty much are outside frame. Many of them have a third dome for an extra sand dome, right? Because of the grades. I don't know if it was slippery too, but so that's something that I can look forward to, fixing all my engines. Psh, not really. Cutting into a $500 engine is always fun.
Yeah,
anyway. I'm an architect on the Big Island. I now work for the County of Hawaii as an architect and a developer. So I'm working on affordable housing. I also have a little hotel here So come and see me. I'll give you a place to stay.
Well, the next time I come out, I didn't know you had a hotel.
Yeah, it's all of 5 rooms. So if I can have my way, I'll expand it. But Mrs. Erickson's looking ahead to retirement already. Can't imagine.
Good. Yeah, very good.
And
so
I am drawing, so I'm trying to figure out what you need for the drawing, and hopefully I'll win. You said there's a drawing coming up, so I thought maybe I better get started.
What do you have? What do you have in the works there? Is it of you modeling lingerie, or?
Well,
I know you got to pay
of.
for trains somehow.
It's without the lingerie, so we're just not going to go there.
Oh, good gravy! That's I know we're having beers and whatnot on the show tonight, but that may be a little too risque for you.
Thank you for thank you. I found this Samuel Smith organic apricot, which I find very tasty. It is really, really tasty. So I'm enjoying a little brew with the crew. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. So what's the size of your layout there, Neil?
I'm in an old drafting studio upstairs from what used to be the barn is now my workshop downstairs. I have a bunch of, I won't get into it, but metal lathes, mills, 3D printers, all kinds of stuff. But it's got a sloping ceiling, so I can't get closer to about 6 feet to the walls. So my rough area is roughly, 14 by 15 foot square.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. I had a very famous artist up here last year, and he said he was going to come back, but I think I scared him away. This place looks like a farm. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? The guy who does paintings of beautiful trains.
Oh.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do. He's from the East Coast, and he goes by the old Depot
Bob
Gallery.
Frischella.
Frischella,
yeah. I have one of his prints hanging.
I have 3 of them, but not sponsored. I just want to clarify. Yeah. I did buy several of his prints.
Yeah, he's really cool, and I got beautiful L&N print. You guys should definitely go check out the old Depot Gallery.
Depot Gallery, yeah, he is really laid back, very encouraging too, and so I really appreciated that. Considering this place looks like a bomb went off, right? Nobody else's train room looks like that, I'm sure.
So you don't see what's on the other side of the wall here. I'll have to show you what's on the other side, Neil.
No, please, no. I'm already feeling sick looking at my own.
So you're gonna take that act on the road? That's pretty good material you got here, Neil.
I don't know anybody else that builds scale models and model railroads except for you guys online, and so you are my family as far as model railroaders go. The guys on Oahu like to watch stuff come out of the box and go in big circles as fast as they can, and there's nothing wrong with that. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yeah, well, that's good. So welcome. So if you have a quip or a comment, or being the I guess the Christmas season, like Christmas vacation, if you're gonna model lingerie or whatnot, just fire up Mele Kamiki Maikai, and then we'll all know we'll all know to watch out.
Makihiki ho, there you go.
That's right. There you go. So very, very good.
Who else is on here? All your pictures are super small. I can't even make it out.
So we have John Maikesh, Paul Belmore, Paul Bukowski, Brent R. I forgot your last name, Brent. Repenning. Yes. James Weinbrenner here. Mike Slater, Phil Dimmer, and then of course
Mike Slater's here. Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Mike Slater is here tonight. So yeah, so it's a bunch of new faces and a couple of old ones as well. So
Mike, I want to hear the Model Railroad radio come back, even if you have to start filling in, man.
I actually would have thought about doing it tonight, but a couple of other guys in Wisconsin decided to do something tonight. So, but no, I'll have to do something in the new year.
Is that door open?
I know Mr. Barberley is busy with his twin girls.
to the garage.
So, Mike, are you gonna be filling in for Tom Barbalet on Model Rail Radio?
In the past I've done a couple of improv calls where it's kind of a madhouse in that, because I'm nowhere near as good of a show host as Tom is.
Tom's so good.
But I'll supply him with some audio recording, and every now and then. I think the last time I did it was maybe a couple years ago. But
but his memory is amazing, isn't it? I mean, he'll remember what you talked about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom's a good guy, and he's certainly got a top tier model railroad podcast. I remember it was one of the first ones that I listened to when I was just getting back into the hobby. He's pretty fun to talk to and a really good interviewer. That's for sure. He knows how to get the questions out of you.
Hey, Andy, before you let me go, you guys were talking about Chessie Cat, and I know Mike probably knows the answer to this, but I always wondered about the history of the Great Northern, the goat. I mean, what was that? Where did that come from? I always liked that logo.
That is a good question. I don't know.
I'm sorry, I didn't know all my questions weren't that good.
I would take a guess because they went through the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountain goat would be my guess.
He was called Rocky, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe that's what it was, is because of the Rocky Mountains.
I don't know the answer to that one either, because I'm a youngin. So
well, Google's your friend, Andy. Come on, let's hear it.
Well, I can't run the podcast and do Google at the same time. I can barely walk and chew bubble gum at the same time.
Oh,
so.
That reminds me, I got some bubble gum just so my wife doesn't know how much I've been drinking.
Just tell her you were on some silly podcast for model railroading.
She encourages this. She really likes the fact that I come in smiling.
There you go. Just grinning away.
Yeah.
Very good. Yes. So section crew, let us know what's going on with Rocky the Goat, and where was its origins from? Because the crew here on live is stumped. But yeah, excellent. So we talked about hysterical societies. We talked about Neil joining us here, the lingerie model from Hawaii, and we'll
in O
never
scale, by
forget
the
that.
way. Yeah,
in O scale. The lingerie is in O scale, or is?
I've got a lot of unpainted figures, so don't tempt me.
There you go. But I think we're about an hour or so into the evening. I think it's time to give something away. Mike, what do you think?
I think so. Why not?
What the hell? Okay. So we have a $50 gift card here up for grabs tonight on the section, for the section crew. And let's see here. Justin, who is the owner of Engine House, he's in the peanut gallery tonight, so we might get him on. But what we're going to do is we're going to use the StreamYard giveaway tool tonight, and we're going to do, let me see here if I can do this properly without ruining everything. Boop. We're going to do hashtag Brew. Put that up on the screen. So hashtag Brew is what we're gonna collect. So in the comments section of the stream tonight, go ahead and put hashtag Brew in there. Let me just see if I can get this going.
I'm gonna make this a challenge, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna make the challenge. So, we got some issues here with the old StreamYard giveaway tool tonight.
Oh boy,
it's not good.
Oh, it's not good.
The first issue this evening.
Let's see. I'll do it one more time.
That worked for me.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, where's Ralph anyway?
He's on the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the road tonight. Let's see. Someone is trying to enter the studio, but we're full. All right, just give me a minute here.
While Andy's doing that, Neil, I don't know if you've seen the post I did a few weeks back on Model Rail Radio, but Terry Terrence passed away earlier in December.
Yeah.
And for those of you that didn't know Terry Terrence, he was a very big advocate for two-rail O-scale modeling. He had a lot of really good videos on YouTube promoting the two-rail O-scale aspect.
Another prolific modeler as well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had ties to I can't think of that one gentleman's name that did layout plans in Model Order magazine, real famous.
Armstrong.
Yeah.
John Armstrong.
Yeah. He had, I think his old layout, he had part of John's layout in his layout.
Hmm.
The one that I can never pronounce, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here.
So am I the only entrant now, Andy? I think we have an answer.
No, I got 57 in here so
my
far.
God. Ah.
Hashtag brew. Make sure you put it in there.
Can I do it more than once? Does that count?
You can, but it's only going to do it once. So that's a thing. Here, let me just pop this up here. Do. Ba ba ba. Do. And you got to get this. You got to get the StreamYard. The StreamYard theme music here, which is fantastic.
Oh no, it's not the old band, is it?
Hey, they
PC Meat Hands band.
Yeah.
All right. Keep putting them in there, guys. We'll get it in. Okay, and we're gonna spin the wheel here in just a second. All right. So we're gonna give her a rip. See how it goes. Share the screen. Do. All right.
I'm looking for elevator music for you.
Yeah. Here we go.
All
right. RDGK1SE3019 is the winner. I don't know what that stands for, but congratulations.
Come on, RDG.
K1.
It's Reading K1.
The Ready K1.
Reading K1 SE3019. Congratulations. You are the winner of the $50 gift card to Engine House Services.
So a steam engine just won our...
Yeah, so Dennis Blank is
What other kind is there?
What's that?
Besides steam engines, I don't understand this comment.
Oh,
Electric.
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 I don't know what that means. Electric engine, that's ridiculous.
Again, what's a steam engine?
Something fine, like an electric interurban.
A steam engine is like how we produce power for electricity.
Nuclear.
So Dennis, go ahead, send me a message on Facebook Messenger. I'll get the details from you, and I'll get that gift card sent your way. So thank you for being a part of the section crew and joining us with Brew for the Crew. We still have a couple more things to do tonight. We got the big $100 giveaway for the patrons. That's going to be coming up here in about a half hour. And then after all that fun and frivolity, we're going to go ahead and do a bit of the what's on your workbench, and we'll make fun of everyone's workbench with the kindest of words, of course. So
where's the fun in that?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. So, John, Mikesh, I did want to come back to you to talk a bit about. I think we want to talk about East Coast circuits a little bit, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
And let's see. Heath from Humanity Junction says, "Can we still post workbench images?" Of course you can. You just send it over to the Facebook page on my post. What's on your workbench? Load something up. We'll get it up on the show tonight, and I'll hit the refresh button right before we do the fun. So yeah, John. So East Coast Circus. Let's chat about that a little bit. So what do you guys make? You guys make lights and all that good stuff?
Well, we started doing custom vehicle lighting.
Okay.
Lighting up fire trucks and police cars, any kind of vehicle, UPS trucks. We've done construction vehicles. We actually did a arrow stick in HO scale, and it's been very, very popular.
Really?
We've been putting on the back of the Walters rack body and the Walters dump truck, and every show we go to, we sell out on them.
Okay.
We expanded now. We're doing 3D printing, and that's the website.
Yeah. So you guys are doing 3D printing as well.
Yeah.
So what are you guys making?
We do Jersey barriers. We've now done a lighted light tower for a construction site. We have a few other things. We've done the barriers, pedestrian barriers. We use them. As a matter of fact, we have lighted. We have photographers. We have a photographer where you can press the button and it takes a flash. Or we have what we call the rail fan photographer, which is also been extremely popular, where there's a sensor in the track. When a train goes by, the photographer takes a photograph.
Really?
Yeah.
That is awesome. So you guys are doing a lot of light up stuff for fire and emergency vehicles?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So does the rail fan stand in your way so you can't see the train? Just out of curiosity.
It does now. So are these completed kits, or so
Yes.
for example, like with this 80 to 85 Impala Metro Police.
They're the Rapido police car.
So it's a Rapido police car, and you've gone ahead and put the light kit right in it.
Correct.
That's awesome. That saves a lot of headaches. And you got some pickup trucks here, and and a stake body truck as well. It's not coming up though because my internet connection's the worst. And then you can get them right here and these retailers, or can we order direct then too?
You can order direct from us. You can order through Walters.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yes.
There you go.
There's our product.
So, out of curiosity, so what do you do for East Coast circuits then? Are you the one soldering up the circuit boards and stuff?
I assist in sales, and I do the shows. Show help, set up the shows and whatnot. So I've been pushing to do Train Fest, and we'll be in Train Fest this November.
Sweet.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, Andy, there goes your pocketbook.
Yes. Hot damn. All right.
Yeah, we're at St. Louis last year. We were at Dallas Fort Worth this year for the national train shows.
You going to be back at St. Louis this year?
Or? It was the national train show, not the RPM.
Oh, okay.
So
are you going to head out to Los Angeles or whatever it's called, Long Beach?
We don't know yet. We haven't determined that yet.
Well, I'll be there with a pocketbook of money. Come on.
So, but I've been pushing for a couple of years to come out to Train Fest. I've been to Train Fest several times over the years, and I've been pushing hard to get there. And we're finally going to go to the show this year. Attend the show this year. Usually, we attend the Amherst show in Springfield, which is a really big show for us, which we're getting ready for right now. And then we do several smaller shows in the area. Like the Edison Greenberg shows. We do the NMRA Hub show, which is usually in the first weekend in December. So
that's sweet. So you guys, so you're on the road then quite a bit.
Yeah, there's some traveling.
Yeah, that's not bad. Well, I'm gonna put you in the. If you're coming to Train Fest, we're gonna be there. And I know Mike and I will be there for sure. And a bunch of our other friends from the area will be down. So we'll make sure to come and hang out at your booth. And have you been? You said you've been to Train Fest quite a bit.
Yes.
Outside of that, okay. So have you been to? Have you seen all the sites around Milwaukee, like the Napum and all that good stuff?
I've done some rail fanning in the area. Same in Chicago. Not as much as I like to.
Yeah. Mike is the guy. He knows all the good spots, don't you, Mike?
We're down by Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few I know of, but it's Slater probably knows more than I do.
Yeah, you're from that area, aren't you, Mike?
Yeah, you got North American Prototype Modelers, which is probably the premier HO layout in the area, and then you have the I think it's the Model Railroad Club of Milwaukee, which is in the old Alice Milwaukee Road depot underneath the bridge. That was the many of the founding members of that club also founded the NMRA, so it's a very historic club in that, and it's something that if you're in the area and they're open, it's well worth the visit. And then of course there's quite a few. There's like 3 decent hobby shops in the Milwaukee area.
Yeah, there is. Which I know of Hiawatha. What's the other one?
You have Hiawatha is in Waukesha. You have Summer Fells, which is they lean more on the 3-rail O gauge and G scale, but they do have a very good selection of HO. And they're in Butler, right next to the Chicago Northwestern rail yards there.
Oh, that's right.
And then you have on the south side of Milwaukee, over by the airport, you have Southside trains.
That's right. I always forget about Southside. Yeah.
He's a smaller store, and that doesn't stock a lot of inventory, but can order anything that you want, and usually gives decent. Oh, actually, all 3 of the stores give decent discounts off of MSRP.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
So John, when you're in town, you'll have to give us a message. We'll show you the sites, take you out for lunch or something like that. It's always a good time. Last time, Mike, we had a pretty raucous lunch when we from Trade Fest. Was it Saturday? That was a good time.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's never a dull moment once we leave Trade Fest. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's always a good time.
Yeah, I'm still not exactly sure how we got out of there without being arrested, but it was a hoot. That's for sure.
It was a hoot and a half. That was for sure. So we'll have to talk about that more when we get closer to it's in November of 2024.
Yes, it's going to be later this year than normal. The show organizer, because the Wise division is no longer running the show. They're leasing the naming rights out to a show runner, but they're having it later this year because of the presidential elections. It's cheaper to do it 2 weeks later for the TV advertising.
Sure.
Which I know about it when I used to be the superintendent of the Wise division, and we ran Train Fest at the time.
Yeah, that's right. So very good. Okay, so let's see here. We got Neil. He's left the building here. Looks like and we got Paul and Paul.
Sorry, I'm just making
Mike.
a lot of noise. I'm making a lot of noise.
Oh, you're making a lot of noise. What are you up to? You're working on layout?
I'm trying to get my wiring hooked up, so I'm dropping things and falling over myself.
Very good. Very good.
Well, speaking of train shows, Andy, is anybody going to Mad City in February?
Yeah,
I plan on it.
The trolley layout group that I belong to will be there with their. Actually, we'll have 2 different trolley layouts: double track North Shore themed in a single track Midwestern interurban layout there. So yeah, stop by the Northwest Trucking Group and say hi.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching the show.
Yeah, last year was my first time, and I was really impressed. It's a nice train show.
Yeah, no, it's one of the more enjoyable shows that I like. Besides, of course, Train Fest was the big one in our area, but Madison was a close number 2 with Green Bay falling as number 3 for the bigger show.
So, Mike, you'll be at Ostertag. You'll be at Madison, right?
Yeah,
You're going this year. Yep,
Yeah,
and then I'm going this year to Madison. I'll be coming up to the Twin Cities for the Modelers Retreat.
Yep, I'll be there.
That's really fun.
Yeah, so I'll be there for that one.
Paul was my next door neighbor last year. That was,
really?
Yeah, he was.
I've got all
entire
kinds.
Wall.
I've got all kinds of neat stuff for you to drool over, Mike.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna bring an empty suitcase this year.
Once you bring it full of money, and then you can return it with stuff.
Hey, that might happen. That might just happen.
And for those of you that can't make it to the Twin Cities, which one of these years I'm actually wanting to get up there for that one, but I'll be organizing a Modelers Retreat / RPM meet here in southeastern Wisconsin in the end of September.
Of 2024?
Of 2024, yep.
Great. Right. More travel.
Yep. After attending the Winnebagoland Anna Marie's little Modelers Retreat / RPM they had at their fall meet, it actually got me motivated to volunteer again for my local Anna Marie division and organize another RPM type event.
Sure.
Very cool. I know the one that you put on the last time, Mike, was awesome. That was really nice. Yeah. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, and that one was with basically three less months of planning in that. So probably within the next month or so, I'll have flyers and brochures printed up, and of course we'll have them at the Madison show promoting the RPM / Modelers Retreat. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And then in April, I'm going to be going to the Rocky Mountain Train Show in Denver. And I just got done talking with Michelle Kempema today about that, and we may be able to do some kind of a live thing straight from the show, live type of deal, right from the show during that. So I've got to kind of coordinate that with her yet and stuff like that, but that's going to be a good time. And then we got St. Louis.
Yeah, so Mike and I'll be at St. Louis.
Yep, St.
The
Louis.
RPM there.
Yeah,
I'm hoping to attend that this year. That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
good time.
And seeing as how I know he's been on here, I don't see where he's at right now, but there is potential that friend of the podcast Ray Arnott might also from Around the Layout.
Around the Layout podcast, yeah.
He has been wanting to get up there. He's been talking about coming to the St. Louis RPM, and he may try to get up there this year. I know he's mentioned it several times on his shows here, so it's that would be awesome if he was able to come up too. That would be another really. It's such a cool RPM, that St. Louis one. It's kind of the granddaddy of them all, you know.
Yeah, that's the one that I'm trying to. Well, when I did the one back in 2019, and this one here, that's what I'm trying to follow the same pattern what the guys in St. Louis are doing, because I think they do a real good job on organizing the event and putting on a real good show.
So, Phil Dimmer, are you still here?
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, would you be up for doing a little walk around?
Yeah, we can. I wonder, should I switch my camera around, do you think? So I can.
You can do it. Yeah, why don't you? And just kind of give us a little narration. I'll put you up on the big screen here. Maybe.
Here. There we go.
Let's do the old. Here we are. Oh, now we're talking.
All right.
Love the color.
Let's see. Let me grab my I haven't had a whole lot of time to draw to do CAD work other than like just rough CAD.
Dang, that's a pretty good track plan.
AutoCAD, but as far as coloring it in and stuff, we just did it with permanent colored pencils and stuff. But we tried to do Breckenridge as best as we could fit. Obviously, that's everybody's problem. So we did Breckenridge. The River Valley and Western basically goes west out of Breck, and when it leaves Wahpeton, the BNSF actually heads straight towards Fargo, straight to the north, and then there's a line going straight, kind of kitty corner towards would be Minot, basically the upper northwest corner of North Dakota, and then the Oaks line heads straight west towards Montana. Basically, it only goes out to like just a little past Oaks, I think, and then it kind of branches off. But so we're modeling basically 2015, somewhere's in there. This elevator actually, I think, was built about 2017.
That looks great.
That is awesome.
There's I'm pretty sure this is all stick built.
Wow.
What? You scratch built that?
All the catwalks are stick built. We used my dad's a machinist, so we made a jig plate that we put dowels in and stuff, and we can get everything so it's kind of squared up. We bought a 3D printer last winter for Christmas, like $300-400 printer, and I had my second oldest son Landon pretty much told him, see what you can do, and I'm blown away by what we can do with it. So we haven't got into doing. We're gonna try printing some of this stuff eventually, but this was all evergreen stick built stuff. So
that's really good.
That's awesome.
I'm guessing 400 or 500 hours.
Hours?
Time in it.
Hours?
Hours.
Wow.
Hours, yeah. The bins were. That's a heavily modified Walther's bin. I think it's 48 trapezoids with 48 trapezoids inside it to get the top to kind of work out, and then your standard Walther's bin, I think, was a 6-ring, and these were 8.
Yeah.
We made them use 8 sections or whatever. So lots of doing it the way the directions don't show you to do it, but I don't know. It's about half the size that it should be, just because we don't have room for what these bins in real life are like 108 something feet in diameter. They're 1 million bushel bins in real life. So
that would dwarf your layout, wouldn't it? That's pretty cool, just the way it is. Yeah.
The actual prototype has 3 load bays, and from what I understand, when the trucks come in, they'll come into the scale inlet scale, and then they'll come in and they'll dump, and they'll have an outbound scale, and from scale to scale, it's 7 minutes to unload a semi.
That's it.
Wow. That's what they claim, is it's 7 minutes to unload a semi, because there's a
So,
35,000 bushel hopper inside underneath here that can take all the grain coming out of the trucks.
Do they use air or something to help force it all out? I was curious.
I think the biggest hang up from what I understand, the biggest hang up when you're dumping trucks is you got to get that grain out of the hopper underneath them. So they purposely built this as a shuttle loadout. In real life, there's actually a 9,000 foot loop track, but I don't have room for that, so we just put a passing siding in here. And the prototype actually has there's an auger or a catwalk that goes back, and then there's a pile up there too that they put in 2 years ago, so they can pile, I suppose, another 1 million bushels on the ground. So, but I'll try to go through here fairly quick. Try not to talk too much.
Take your time.
Take your time. I'm doing that, but
no, it's all right. Take your time.
My son and I, we've been trying to do what do you call it, feeder wires and stuff, because we're trying to get ready for operations finally. So it's amazing how much trucks can fit on your pike, if you call it that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were trying to get dust is a huge problem.
Really?
It just just trying to keep dust off everything. So I'm going to try and do some furnace filter things up here to kind of alleviate some of that.
Are you in the basement right now, or where are you?
No, we're above the garage, and I've got a forced air in and forced air out that goes back to the house furnace. But obviously, you get dust and stuff inside your ductwork and stuff. So I'm gonna just make some boxes where the in and the out is to kind of stop some of that dust from getting in here, and then probably make a fan system with some furnace filters on the front and back to try to catch some of that dust, just to kind of alleviate some of the I don't think you'll ever get it all, but 6 years since we've basically dusted, so I guess that's not bad.
No, that's not bad.
Some of those what is it, the Micromark, those Micromark mini vacuum cleaner ends or whatever, to go on there. But so yeah, basically the railroad starts in Breck. This building is actually fairly close to their shop, their engine house. And then they do have a depot, Great Northern Depot, in Breckenridge. And so this area actually looks fairly close. This in here, there's an engine area here, and then there's a spot where you can park. They use it as a deadline, and then also parking their maintenance away stuff on there. Everything is kind of condensed here because there's tracks actually kind of flip-flop. Trains will come into Breck, and BNSF stays where the UP unit's sitting here. The BNSF, there's a north and a south main, and then Red River traffic comes in on the other track here, and they'll split into the north end of the yard. And I tried to do that because when we operate, I want to try to mimic that. There'll be there's locals that come down from Fargo, and they'll bring traffic down here, and then Red River will sort them out, and then they kick it out to the. So I'm gonna have like four or five turns coming out of this yard. One heading to the east, which would be going down the helix. I don't know if you can't really see in there too much, but there's
how many turns is the helix?
I just have two. There's two and a half turns, and then I don't know how much you can see out here, but inside the hallway, this is at a grade also.
Holy mackerel!
That's awesome.
What the hell was that? Go back.
That is awesome.
Whoa.
So my son, I think Landon is around the corner here.
Who came up with that brilliant idea?
This is stand up.
Oh, come on.
This is my son Landon. He's listening. He can't talk, but he's listening.
Public.
Well done, Landon. Well done.
Yeah, good job, Landon.
Nice job, Landon. That's awesome, dude.
He's out of here.
Yep.
East of Breckenridge, going basically towards Benson, Minnesota, and Morris, Wilmer, in that area, and then eventually to the cities. On your way east, Red River Valley and Western will actually branch off, and they'll get on the CP, and they'll head west over to Hankinson. So I'm modeling, trying not to go faster so it screws everything up, but that's their ethanol plant.
Oh yeah.
They haven't Hankinson. So I'm trying to model, trying to mimic that down here. And we did that, and then Landon's like, well, we could just continue it on, and so that's how the 3 levels came in over here.
That's really cool.
That's brilliant.
That's the top deck. That's the staging, and then that's the CP down there.
So the whole branch line is down on that lower level.
That's going east out of Breck. East out of Breckenridge would be that level down there, and then if you go, what would be west, you go across the Red River, and then you'll be in North Dakota, And there's actually a town of Wahpeton in here, but I don't have room for it, so I'm going to throw a couple houses in here, and then there's a bypass bridge that that's just mocked up right now, but we'll be doing that up nice with styrene and stuff. The outside line.
That's a hell of a mock-up.
Yeah.
The outside line is what heads to the one closest to the wall is what heads to Fargo, and then this double area here would be when it comes out of Wap, it actually goes straight kitty corner towards Minot. That actually wraps around, and on the layout here, it's going to go to Castleton, which is it's a bigger area up on it's a little bit west of Fargo, and there's a big elevator I'm going to model there. And then in my history on the layout, the Bobcat company, Ingersoll Rand Bobcat company, did not win out against my dad's uncles on Dimco loaders. So the Bobcat, if anybody doesn't know, Bobcat is they're built in Gwinner, North Dakota, which is about 25 miles west of us, and they build about 150 to 175 Bobcats a day come out of there. And so heading on the Oaks line right now, you'll go past this elevator, which is Barney on the layout and in real life, and then a couple little farms, and then we'll come around to where what I'm going to have as Dimco manufacturing, but it's actually would be the Bobcat. In real life, it'd be Bobcat, but my dad's uncles used to build these little small loaders and stuff back in the 70s. But back when Bobcat was first coming out, they were competing with them, and they actually could lift more than them. But eventually the Bobcat actually won out, and the rest is history. But I wanted this on here as my, what do you guys call it, your signature scene. So the door to the layout's right there. So when you walk in, you're slammed in right away when you come into the layout. The whole purpose of the 3D printer was so we could figure out how to make returnable racking. And
I
was blown away by what a $350 printer. And I don't know, we probably had about 6 hours or so of CAD work and getting it, dialed in on our first go at it. But that's a whole nother hobby in itself. You can spend hours just playing with that.
Yeah, for sure.
You can also spend hours just doing this type of stuff too.
Yeah, Bill, there's a couple of questions that are coming in. Do you have a website, a Facebook group, or Facebook page, or YouTube channel?
I've got a Facebook page is the Eastern Dakota and Wilkin, and that's a Facebook group. And then I believe it's Eastern Dakota and Wilkin is also on Instagram. I believe it's the same. I believe it's the same page or the same name.
All right. I'll be sure to get those in the show notes here and update those tomorrow, so you guys can check that out. And I'll put links to it in the Facebook group as well, so that you guys can check that out.
Our Facebook page, I think we've got 20. I think it's like 2,800 or 2,700 followers or fans or whatever you call them.
Holy shit!
So, this is we're still learning. So it's a slip farm elevator that we printed. It's going to be something like that. Is the actual prototype elevator?
Can I ask you a dumb question? What type of elevator? Or I'm sorry, elevator. It's the beer kicking in. What type of 3D printer do you have?
It is a flash. Is it a flash forge or 3D printer? What's our printer? A flash forge? It's a Dreamer flash forge, I believe.
Okay.
So,
because it's turning out some really good stuff.
Yeah, I think we got it on. I got it on eBay, but new on eBay or whatever. Just I don't know. like I said, it was probably $300-400 for the printer, and then whatever the resin, or not resin, the cords or whatever cost. So
John, what's Facebook?
so yeah,
Oh,
so
boy.
that the Castleton line will come through here, and then you'll come around, and you'll have this elevator to work. And actually, the line that goes to Dimco and Castleton, they connect, but when we're operating, there's basically a wall right here. But
Okay.
if you're up here drinking beers or just running trains, you can actually run all the way around that, and then around through this track that actually doesn't exist in real life. It's just a connector track to just keep trains going through the center and stuff. So, and then I'll have some industries in the north side of Wahpeton. Dimco Hydraulics, which is actually Bobcat Hydraulics in Wahpeton. That's where they build all the cylinders for the Bobcats. They supply the plant in Bismarck, Wahpeton, and Gwinner with the hydraulics. And then this would be, at one point in time, it was 3M that used to make 3.5-inch diskettes, and then it is like a Comdell Innovation now, but they're an injection molding company, so they're going to be on here. We used to, actually, when I was in high school, my dad's machinist by trade, so he's got his own business. And by the time I was graduating from high school, I was very, very dangerous with the machining centers and lathes and stuff. So, and then there's a beet plant that we crammed in here. It has a big coal pile in real life, but I didn't have room for it, so I got fancy here, and we just kind of did some hoppers and stuff to hold the coal. And then there's a big elevator that's north of that, and then north of that there's what is it? A corn processing plant. So all my buddies are like, when are we going to operate? When are we going to operate? And I guess my joy is I like weathering.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ballasting actually isn't, my son just said painting ties is can be just fun too, So
I'm into that. I love painting ties.
Yeah.
Track is a model also.
That's right.
Yes,
he's making me very discouraged. I don't know.
I was watching some Boomer this morning actually, where he said that track is a model also. So
yes,
it is.
Let's see here.
There's no end to what you can do. I guess it's just where you put your time. Somebody had a question earlier about the maps.
Yeah.
So
how'd you do those?
Believe it or not, I used I didn't have AutoCAD at the time. I used Windows Paint, and I zoomed in and like dot by dot by dot in certain spots got them to where, because I did not have AutoCAD at the time. I'm a mechanical designer by trade, so I run Pro Engineer,
Pro E,
solid modeling program. Yeah, Pro E, solid modeling program. Yeah. So, and not having a CAD thing, it's like you go back to Paint. It's like, all right, can we do this? But I wanted something when you're operating. If you don't know the layout, I wanted something like when you're at the mall, like where you are here. So that's what the red dot or the orange dot is telling you east and west, and then you're there, so once you start looking at car cards, which direction you got to go and where your work has to be done. And then there's also a detailed track map of what's going on on the railroad.
That is so important, in my opinion. This is my opinion, to have signage on your railroad if you're doing operations.
And like I said, I've got a buddy up in Fargo and a buddy out in Bismarck too. The one out in Bismarck is Mike Farley. He's got the Burlington Northern Yellowstone Division. He also has a Facebook page, and he's up and operating. And yes, he's got lots of signage too, and so does my buddy Tom with the Sioux Line layout. My dream is to eventually hook up. I've got a full panel down here that I'm not going to hook it into the computer. I like flipping switches, so I'm going to wire in for all the actual switch controls.
Yes.
Up on the main. When you're in the yards and stuff, that'll be all ground throws. But all the staging yards, basically, I want to be the monkey on Toy Story that's running that's kind of controlling everything.
Yeah.
So,
the one who's got the symbols, right?
The symbols, yeah. So for the time being, I've got this flip down thing over the stairs.
Yeah.
And then that's where I'll be sitting for dispatch.
Oh my gosh.
Someday I want to kick. We want to kick a door and actually punch out about 8 feet behind the garage and put a crew lounge down there, and I can operate from down there. But
Nice.
So yeah, so everywhere you're at, it's telling you, where you're at and where you're going next and stuff. So, and then sorry, I'm moving around so much. My car cards, I've got about 100 of them done. I got to work on.
Oh my goodness.
I got to work on. So
those are well done too. Yeah, those are nice.
I wanted something with a picture on it, and not a whole lot of information. I was trying to do like a hybrid thing, so there's not so much information. Because my biggest problem, like when you're doing Yardmaster stuff, is you spend a lot of time looking for the numbers on the side of the car, and I think if you just had that little picture, even if it's not super big picture, you can still cue your mind to go, okay,
are those laminated?
I used baseball card holders.
Baseball card sleeves.
Yep. So I took if I can get it to stop glaring. I took
there you go.
The baseball card sleeve and I taped on the printed out part, and then I covered that with a lamination. I still got to cut the corners and stuff. So there's a sleeve there where you can put your car card in behind it. And
yeah,
I don't know. For right now, I'm just gonna have.
That's pretty slick.
That's a really good idea.
That's a really good idea. So, hey, go ahead, Phil.
It gets a little thick when you got them, baseball card holders, obviously. But like for what I'm doing, 15 cars is a pretty long train. So I'm gonna probably come up with some type of a deal you can stack them in and put them on a clipboard. Maybe put a stack there and a stack there, and then have the clipboard so it's kind of condensed and stuff. But and then I gotta make the deals on the front here where you can line them out and stuff. So when you're
the pockets and stuff.
Yeah.
So
is there a way to put a hole in there for like a ring, like a metal, like a ring?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you could do that. You could, yeah.
Hey, you could punch them.
Punch them and then put them on a carabiner or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Roger Moses brings up a really good point. Crews can spill their beer on those cards.
Yep.
So
unless you punch a hole in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a couple questions coming in from the chat here. I just want to. Oh, that's a good look at the yard there. So Humanity Junction's asking. I don't know if he caught you earlier about the backdrops. Are those painted? Question mark.
Yes. We did just regular latex paint, and we did like the blue on the top and white on the bottom when it was all wet, and then back and forth with the brush, and then I think they call it stippling when the blue is still wet, and then you kind of put the paint on there and you can kind of get the blend together.
Yeah.
So
like a wet blend.
Yeah. The thing I've learned just operating different layouts and stuff is once you're running that train, the backdrop pretty much just your mind fills in a lot of the stuff that's actually not there. Because you're concentrating so much on locomotive or what you're doing, it just gives you that where the room feels a lot bigger. It feels like it goes on a lot farther. So
that's a really good point.
Somewhat like that's just a crudely painted house and stuff in the background there. And I'm kind of toying with the idea of maybe doing some, what do you call it, where you cut the photo out at the horizon level.
Oh, like a photo backdrop type of deal.
Yeah, have painted top and then the photo on the bottom.
Yeah.
My corn got pretty big, but I had a couple.
I'd say give that a try, Phil, because I've seen a lot of good examples of that.
Yep.
But I wanted to bring up that my family's from Dickey, North Dakota, which isn't too far from Fargo,
Okay.
And I don't know how far
is it
west or south you go of Fargo.
I wonder. Well, we are Wapenen is about 45 miles south. We're about 20 miles from South Dakota, so we're down on the bottom. No, the southeast corner of the state.
I don't know much about the area, but just curious.
It's flat.
Yeah. Don't tell Mike though; he'll say, "Now I got to model that."
It is. It's pretty much like this right here. We have some of the most fertile farmland in the world, actually, just in this little area here. So we're in the bottom of, I don't know if you ever heard of Lake Agassiz back, glacier time. We're in the bottom of that lake basically. So it's a lot of sediment.
So you got all the silt.
Soil. Yep, it's pure black. Like it's as good a dirt as you're gonna find on the planet. So, yeah.
That's awesome, Phil. So does this take us all the way around then?
Yeah, we went.
So we went from the start, and we made it all the way back to the end. So, I am gonna throw it out to the section crew here in the chat. I've got about 130, 125 people hanging with us tonight. If you guys have any questions for Phil, first of all, thank you, Phil, for giving us the walk around here. Truly appreciate that. I did find I am part of your Facebook group page, so I am gonna share that here in just a moment for those who wanna go and tune into that. But I just want to throw it out to the section crew. Is there any questions for Phil about his layout?
Well, I was thinking that his layout plan, that he did, as awesome as it is, doesn't really paint the whole picture. There's several layers here that aren't depicted, right? This is much more impressive in person.
I guess I didn't show it, but
there you go.
That's the middle. What would be the middle level? And there isn't even a plan actually for the bottom level, because we just did that on the fly. But
so couple questions then, Phil. So what's the room size?
We are 20. We're 24. The garage is 24 long, so we're basically 23 on the inside from that wall there.
Yeah.
Over to the wall over on the behind landing there, and then we're from that direction over to here. We're 17 feet.
Okay. And this is upstairs in a garage.
In our garage, yep. And
that's awesome.
Layout height, I think, is what is it? I'm gonna measure that. It's built for me because I'm tall. So.
Sure.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
Jesus wept. God, you're twice as tall as I am.
So we're 57. We're 57.
Come on, Andy, I'm 6'4".
I'm a midget.
we're 57.
60s. Oh, 57.
57. And then I think we're like 17 inches. If I can get the camera to, let's see here. From here to the balance, we're 17 inches. And then I think we're close to that down here. And then that's 32 inches from there to the floor.
Wow.
Would you do it differently if you could? I mean, would it be higher or lower, or is you like that?
My biggest hang up is the lights. I don't like this. But I don't know.
Yeah.
The only layout I've seen that actually does it well is Fall River Division. Where he has that valance and stuff that's everywhere, but he's got a lot more height too. So, these are all LED bulbs that we wired in, because this was the.
Does it get hot?
No,
No, their LEDs are real cool. I suppose you could do like a diffuser or something up there, right?
Putting a diffuser in here and then possibly putting some more LED strips now because they're way more available than they were when we wired all this.
Yeah,
6'4", and yes, I was laying up on here before this was all scenic and wiring this.
How many operators do you have up there, Phil?
I'm hoping for probably 5 to 6.
Wow.
Just you don't want to get too many because it's going to start to get cramped in here. But that's kind of where I want to be. Whoever's dispatching can be out in the hall and kind of away from it, and their job will be to put trains together from the 2 east and westbound staging underneath here. There's westbound staging is here. That's Minot.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wilmer is over here.
Your aisle width, Phil, are they sort of consistently around 3 foot?
I've got my tightest spot. My tightest spot is right here, and I think we're 27.
Oh yeah.
And then I believe we're like 30. I think we're like 34 or 36 right here. And then it continues.
You and I could never pass. Yeah.
Yeah, but out here, then it bumps out a little bit too. It bumps out to like 42. So, yeah, I think this is like 30. I think this is like 36 here. And then when you come around, I kind of planned it out too. So when guys are operating, they're going to be kind of in different spots. So there's lots of room out. There's lots of room out here. From here to here, it's probably 60 inches.
Nice.
So it's decently spaced out here.
Isn't that a problem with a lot of layouts where you might have 2 yards, for example, or switching areas, one right above the other, because it happens to be in the straight section, right? But it's really complicated when you're trying to work around each other.
I'm a little bit worried about.
I think that's something you did to avoid really well. Yeah.
Yep. My only spot where I'm going to be might have a little issue would be right here, the yard master, and then whoever's operating the ethanol plant. But other than that, nobody's really going to be over by the staging yard because that's going to be handled by the dispatcher. And same over here, it's you won't have to worry about that bottom stuff going on. I'm gonna have an inbound, or what do you call it, intermodal yard that's in the middle of the country. What are they called? Where there's no ship, they just have the intermodal cars come into the middle of the country and then they unload the containers.
A transload area,
yeah. There'll be one of those yards here, and then on the other end, where I've got some other staging, I'm going to put a small intermodal yard right over here too. I'm going to pull this dead staging.
I sort of took over from for Andy and Mike here, so I should be shutting up.
No,
you're doing great.
No, special guest host.
I'm going to put a backdrop here, and then we'll have stacked containers. Nobody get mad now, but you can do this. It's okay.
Oh wow!
I like that.
You just got to be gutsy enough to do it.
Wait, did you 3D print those or just print them out?
No, those are containers I cut in half.
Oh my god!
Oh, you double
your effectiveness.
You just got to be gutsy enough to cut them in half.
So you use an NCE then, Phil?
Yes. Yep. Just I got a 5 amp system, and then like I said, I kind of did things backwards because I didn't get everything completely wired up and all that stuff. So that's what we're working on right now. That's why there's a mess. But yeah, we just got the LCD.
That's why I advocate dead rail, but I'm not going to go there.
Wait.
We're gonna run. I got an NCE 5 amp, and then I'm gonna have a 5 amp booster. So we're gonna cut the top and the bottom, so we have 5 amps to the top section, 5 amps to the bottom, and then I got the reversing unit, or the reversing switch thing or whatever. This track right here ends up being a reversing deal, so that's not wired in yet, but it soon will be.
Did you buy something commercially made? Did you? I mean, like a Tam Valley twin frog juicer or whatever, or is a PSE? I'm sure Mike or Andy know what these are called because I don't deal with
I got a box
reversing
right
loops.
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Whatever
need
this
a AR1 or something like that, right?
There it is. There it
Auto
is. PSX
reverser.
AR. Yeah.
It's supposed to be. I haven't hooked it up yet, but it's supposed to just be plug it in and let her go. So
Let her rip.
They have a built-in circuit breaker too, and you can trigger turnouts if you want.
yeah, and then I've got
Here, I'm pretending like I don't know, but I do.
I've got gonna power my tortoise machines and stuff with whatever this transformer is here.
Yeah, a little.
That's a power supply or what?
Yeah, it's just a 110 in, 12 volt out.
Oh.
And then
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody on the crew has put together any of these signals yet, but I'm sure somebody has. I don't know how much fun they are.
Oh, is that the showcase miniatures?
Showcase miniatures, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got
Those are very nice.
They're very time consuming to put together.
Really?
Looking at the directions, I can see that.
But they're a beautiful model too.
Yeah.
So James, you've put together a few of those?
I've put together a few of them. I built a few of my own too, and the showcase miniatures are really good models, especially if you're dealing with like older air, because the electrical boxes and all that, they're dead on.
Huh.
And you can, I think some of them they even sell where the cabinet door is open and you can actually see the electronical pieces inside of it.
Really?
Yeah. These have a door on the on the bottom. The doors are separated or whatever, so you can.
Yeah, the electrical box.
Someone asked.
So cool.
Someone asked this question today on Facebook, and I started researching these. Very impressive. Although I was more impressed with the Atlas, just plug and play ones. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
wow.
That's your time. That's why you're dividing your time up. I mean,
yeah.
I come, all the way back to Blue Box Athens and literally bending staples to make grab irons back when I was
good golly
12 years old. On some of them.
So there's a couple more questions here, Phil. While we got you here, so how long has this layout been in the works?
Let's see, we're coming up on 6 years now.
6 years, holy smokes!
Yeah,
that's good. That's
still
good
no
progress.
Ballast.
Don't put it in until you're ready.
Oh, there it is. I'm sorry.
We got ballast in some spots, but
no, I'm just teasing.
No, I know.
I'm mostly teasing Mike, but
my problem is I want to get all this. I love scenery, so I want to get all that done too. But obviously, you got to get it. I mean, it runs. We need some track feeders and stuff to be
sure.
There's a couple dead spots in the yard, and I got.
Are you using a status grass applicator there too? I mean, is that how you get the? Yeah, that's pretty nice. Yeah. We're
running Woodland Scenics regular ground foam, and then I got some Woodland Scenics static grass, and it's a cheaper Amazon static grass one. It's not one of the Notchin or whatever it's called. It's not that one, but it works. I mean, it's. Mm-hmm. I did some over here.
So is all the track then in place?
Everything except I got a little bit
the
to work
transload
on
area. Yeah.
Yep, I got a little bit to work on here in this elevator, and we're gonna do a wind tower erection scene over here too. I got lots of heavy equipment and stuff to put in there, but that needs to be tracked out yet. The transload area needs to be tracked out yet, and there's one more elevator that my sister works at, but she gives me crap every time she comes up here that why isn't my elevator done? So she works at this elevator in Breckenridge. So I said yours isn't done because when they built your elevator, they scattered bins everywhere and it's hard to model. So, but
So Phil, one more question here. Split Rock says, where is this layout physically located? He missed that part.
We just south of Fargo, about 45 miles. Southeast corner of North Dakota.
Very good.
That's a cool.
Not too far from you, Thomas, is it? I don't know.
Just down the road a bit, I think.
About 3.5 hours, I think.
Yeah, very good. Well, Phil, thanks for the tour of the layout, and I know it was impromptu, but this is very, very good. A lot of good questions from the section crew. I'm gonna flip you around here, and then I'm gonna bring up Phil's Facebook page whilst we're at it. So just give me a hot second here. And here's the Eastern Dakota and Wilkin. And this is the looks like the Facebook page that we have here, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't, he's got 2,800 followers. Make sure that you go out there and check out Phil's page. There, a lot of good stuff on there. So
Nice.
yeah, very nice. Okay. Let's see. A couple other questions coming in, Phil, real quick. You get a lot of operators out in the Fargo area?
Up in Fargo, we've got up at my buddy's Sioux Line layout. He gets probably 15 or so a session.
Wow.
So there's a decent amount up there, and every time I go up there, when are we going down to your place? I've got four. My wife and I have 4 boys. A lot of them, 2 of them are in sports, and the fall has been really busy. We move snow on the side, plus work, plus just everything. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, we'll operate when we operate, I guess.
That's fair enough. That's good. All right. So I did want to just do one thing real quick here. I know we're getting on the 2.5 hour mark, and we still got Workbench of the Week to go. So we have the $100 giveaway for all of our Patreon members. So for those who don't know, we are out on Patreon under Second Section Podcast, and it's $5 a month. And you get into these drawings, you get some behind the scenes footage, those types of things. And then it's just a great way to support us. We take all the money from the Patreon and the other stuff and put it right back into the podcast. So we, to pay the bills for the hosting and all that stuff. And then, we do merch and all those types of things. So we are going to, just to say thank you to our patrons. We have, we just got 2 during the show tonight. So, and I didn't get you guys up here, but we're up to 56 now. So I just want to say thank you to all the patrons. You keep us going here, keep the lights on at the Second Section. So thank you very much. So without further dilly-dallying, we're gonna steal the wheel of Locomotive Wonder, and we're gonna bring up the wheel of, let's see if I can do this, the wheel of Engine House gift card goodness. And let's see here, and we should see this little spinny thing here in the middle. Look at, and it's even got the logo in the middle. I mean, we spare no.
Yeah, look at that.
We spare no.
Well, that's spinning, Andy. How much does it cost to become a patron member?
So it's $5. It's $5 a month.
Asking for
and
a friend,
yeah, asking for a friend, and we don't do the multiple tiers or anything like that. So and I've been posting some of the modeling exploits that I've been having over the course of the last year. Behind the scenes footage and what's going on with the podcast, those types of things. And then again, you get merchandise. Once a year, you get a free t-shirt, some stickers, and some other swag. And then
all that for like $1 a week, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then you get entered into this big drawing to go spend some money at an awesome hobby shop. So it's not a bad deal. like I said, and it keeps us going. So just want to say thank you, and I think we should spin the big wheel. What do you guys think?
Do it.
All right, here we go.
You made sure Justin isn't in there, right?
Justin shouldn't be in there.
Yeah. Watch it'll land on him.
Yeah.
Robert Wachowski.
Nice.
Congratulations, long-time
Congratulations.
follower. $100 to Engine House Services in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And yes, all of these gift cards that we're giving out tonight can be used online and in store.
Huge thanks to Justin for throwing those up like that. That's awesome. Thank you, Justin. Hobby Shop's awesome. I was just there today. They've got all sorts of cool stuff. They pretty much got everything that you need there.
Yeah.
And if they don't have it, they'll figure out a way to get it.
Yeah, it's good stuff there, that's for sure. Yep. So yeah, it's been I always love going to Engine House, and my son loves it too. They let them test the engines in the store. It's just a great hobby shop in my opinion. So thanks Justin for being a friend of the podcast, and yeah, I'll get those gift certs sent out tomorrow morning after the show. So anyways, so it's getting late, guys. I want to thank everyone here, but I think it's time for the famed What's on the Workbench. What do you guys say?
I think we gotta do it. Yep, let's do it.
It's going to be a hot mess.
Sorry, I talked too long.
No, it's
oh, you're fine.
You're fine as frogs here.
Have you seen the show at all, or have you ever heard things I talk about for crying out loud?
I always try to make videos and stuff, and they always end up being like 15 minutes long. It's like,
No, that's all right. All right, here we go. Let's kick it over to the Greasy Meat Hands band for our first break of the evening.
All night.
All right. Section crew, spare no expense with the production value by all means here. We're on to What's on Your Workbench. That's where we poll the Facebook group and see, hey, what's on your workbench? And we do a little commentary about the workbench, give you some advice on how you can maximize your space and just achieve workbench greatness. So tonight we have, oh boy, we got 82 comments to get through. We're gonna do the lightning round. After a couple of beers, it's gonna be pretty impressive. So that's what is currently on my spray booth. That's not even my workbench. The workbench was so messy that I couldn't even show you guys what's going on tonight. So
isn't that always the challenge, Andy? You got to choose which workbench we're going to display, right?
Right. Which workbench? And Mike Slater, which workbench? Right? You just put a new one in.
Yes.
Yeah, Mike. Let's see your newest one, right?
Yeah. No, it's in there. So
I think you posted it was just horrible. I mean, it looked so beautiful like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy, here's my workbench right now. I've got a little bit of everything on there. I don't know if you
do you?
Yeah, throw my
let's. You know what? What the hell?
I changed my camera angle right there. And
here, hang on a sec. There's Mike Ostertag. We'll bring him up real quick.
Yeah,
that's not even.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Okay, hold on.
Bear in mind it's S scale, right? So everything's a little off.
Oh no! Yeah. Look off to that side.
Oh, you got some. Okay, we're getting deep into some research. There's some random wires. I'm glad to see you're wearing pants tonight. That's a good thing.
Pants tonight.
We almost went second section X-rated.
Yeah.
Easy for me. All right, let's get on with it here, though. Oh man, this is too much. Too much. All right, Adam Funkelman, currently working on 3 commission weathering jobs. These SW1500s will be completed by the end of today. And the good friend that I'm doing
the confirmation that I sent you
will be picking them up later.
I can hang up here.
I also completed an N-scale building for the Kettle Moraine ballast scorchers. So
I sent you an email confirmation, right?
Godzilla.
And
we're gonna put Neil down for just a second. He can catch up with us later. We don't. He was about ready to give the social security number, and that's when we had to cut him off. So, but yeah, Adam, this is a good looking workbench. He's got the taco sauce there in the corner.
Yeah,
but it's pretty clean.
Too clean.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, way too clean.
Yeah. So
that's okay. But I will say this much: those engines did turn out awesome looking.
They do look real nice.
They look really nice. And I ran all three of those. So
look at
FRVR.
Oh,
River Valley.
It's a nice mug.
That is a beautiful mug.
Yeah.
All right. We're off to a good start. Thank you, Adam. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of Fox River Valley, the fever.
Oh, who would that have been from? Oh, look.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there.
So I see some GP30s and SD24. There's
see
some Alcos.
I see the 309. I see.
Oh my goodness.
The GBW caboose back there.
Yeah.
I got two of those going on. Just researching, putting these units together. I'm a little picky on some of the detail that I want on the models, and like the FRV unit. That started off as the Atlas unit with that extended light in the front, so I had to plate that all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That, and I had the bright detail that was for it.
The Fever had such a good paint scheme. That SD24, one of my favorite locomotives.
That paint scheme is actually a combination of all three railroads that were in Green Bay when the railroad started.
Really?
It's GBW red, Chicago Northwestern yellow, the checkered boards from the Green Bay and Western, and the actual stripe location and the top and the bottom, that's Milwaukee Road.
Ugh.
Yeah. Honest to God, that's exactly the way it was.
Paul.
It was more of a. I don't find it more of a red. I find it more of a maroon, like the.
Yeah, it's actually a red. Yeah, it's actually a red.
Here's the Mike Slater.
Attaboy, Mike.
Yeah.
Former Workbench of the Week winner Mike Slater here in the studio with us this evening. Didn't take long for the new workbench to become a mess. No more working on the lead to the yard.
Did you move yourself into a closet?
Yes, I went into the closet.
And that's where we'll leave that. Very good, Mike.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Or staying in. I don't care. Timothy A.P. Mercer, until I get glue to work on the kits, which will probably be next year when I purchase my first two locomotives of 2024, my layout is the workbench. I can't do much more than I am running out of glue for scenery. So what is being worked on has to wait for a couple of weeks until I get paid again. But looks like progress is being made, Timothy, which is always a good thing to see. So you need some glue. Oh, that's a bummer when you run out of glue. I hate it when I run out of stuff and the hobby store is closed. It's the worst.
It looks like he's got the Elmer's glue all. I think if he's got a Walmart nearby him, they're open 24/7. So
yeah, hit it up. Hit it up.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, gotta get. Here's Michael Shanky with us earlier this evening. On my workbench is my new Loc programmer I got from Engine House Services. Hashtag not sponsored. A few decoder buddies from Nick Santo. Nick's trains, fixing Whizzer 4030 as it lost its programming somehow. New LEDs to continue my ditch light upgrades and continue to push myself, even though Athearn is releasing the new SD 40-2s in the Whizzer with the ditch lights. On the second shelf, I have a 2 Lone Star trailer kits. Also, some leftover plastic pieces from Circus City Decals military cars. I would like to cut all, see more, all of that up to look like broke. Pipe and metal for the scrap pile on the layout. As still on the bottom shelf is my 1-year-old airbrush I still need to learn how to use. We can teach you how to learn, or we can teach you how to use that airbrush, no problem. It's easy.
Yeah.
Airbrush is easy.
Airbrush is very easy.
Even a caveman can do it.
Even a caveman can do it.
Holy cow.
Well done. Rob Clendenning. That's a difficult name for me to say today. Apologize there. Just finished building a culvert for the layout HO scale. That looks real
cool.
nice.
That looks very
really
sharp.
That is very good. The workbench though is a bit lacking. We could certainly squeeze about 6 more projects in there, I think, but the modeling is exquisite. Very good. Rob Clendenning. All right. Working on Andy's speech this evening. Jeffrey Henderson. It's all torn down right now, doing a complete makeover as it didn't seem to meet my needs. Roundy round wasn't the concept that I wanted to live with. That's true. Got the new wood Thursday, getting ready to go with a 12 by 8 by 12 by 8 20-inch shelf layout around the room. A lot more room to operate than a 8 by 4 sheet. Going with a 70s 80s concept based on the Rock Island lines in western Illinois, particularly the Cities.
Ooh,
very
that'll be
cool.
interesting. Of course, he's in the bankruptcy blue era there, so Athearn will be getting some of his money in those Jeep 18s.
Oh, that's right.
Or
Athearn.
9Ms.
Oh, that's Chicago Northwestern Centennial Unit.
Yep.
We're bicentennial unit. Oh, that's hot.
All
right.
Even a Milwaukee Road person's thinking about buying one.
You know what, Slater? Out by the bike rack after the show.
Yeah.
All right. You too, Ostertag.
What?
All right. GP 28 MP 2000 near completion.
That's looking good.
Yeah.
Thomas, it is looking good. Mopac's one of my secret favorite railroads. GP 15-1 MP 1582 is next. This guy is just a whirlwind. He's always building models. Doing some cool stuff. The GP 28 looks cool. Matt Lenson finished painting and decaling one of 58 Stewart G39A ore jennies for my Conrail ore fleet. Oh, you got a long way to go. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I have 100 ore cars I need to get painted up. Looks great though, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yes. Here we go. Robert J. Thomas. Photo not on the workbench exactly, but this weekend's project is finishing up the Stafford County Flour Mills car. Decals courtesy of Brad Bourbonnais, freelanced Neosho Valley Lines. Brad was on the show with us with Home Shops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. It's a good looking car, Robert. Robert's a very good modeler.
Mm-hmm.
I always love it when he posts stuff. Here we go. Shooter. Christopher Holspach building my first 3D printed kit from Sioux Parts.
It's upside down.
It is. It is. That's a good observation.
As most Sioux Line cars should be upside down.
I'm part of the historical society. Okay, it's the 61-foot thrall pulpwood con. Excited to move out of my comfort zone and equally nervous to do a good job. When it's done, it will be in service on the Milwaukee Road, Wisconsin Division 5th and 6th sub, which is Chris's layout. It's a good start. I will say this. Watch out for those grab irons. My greasy meat hands busted off all of them.
Are they actually molded or like printed on?
Yes, and my fat brat fingers managed to destroy 3/4 of them on the car. So, just a word of the wise. I had to go and get some tangent grabs to replace them, but no, it's good.
Did you keep the busted off nubs on there so you had locator spots for them at all?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I did all that. All right. Andy Panette, unfortunately, my proper workbench is hidden behind a Christmas tree. Oh, so I'm using the layout as a workbench as well.
Nice work.
That's really cool looking work. So that he
Yes.
models what? Is that Australia?
I'm gonna say it's the UK.
Or the UK? The UK?
Yeah. Nice job on the billboard. Look at that.
That's very cool.
Very good. Tom O'Connell, too much is on my bench, so I'm going around the holiday. I didn't even really go there for 7 days. This is the way I found it last night. Oh dear. Today, putting the Christmas presents resupply away, inspect, clean, and weather 10 40-foot containers. Get back to graffiti decals on 2 Aurora F-Box yellow cars later this morning. It doesn't look so bad, Tom.
No, that's clean.
I think you're doing okay.
Wish I had that kind of room.
He's not
Better
trying
than
hard
average.
enough.
Better than average. Oh, look at this. David Winther, the HRM laser models covered coal sorting and handling gondola unloading facility.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
It was. I managed to get through it. That is really good, David. And then he's got a steam locomotive up on a jar in the background there.
What's he use that Vitero Solutions stuff? What is that stuff? Is that like a stain?
I think, yes. I think so. I think he puts a little bit of it in his whiskey as well. But he's got the taco sauce there. That coal unloaders is looking real nice. That's really awesome.
Yeah, you're right, Russ. At first, I thought it was a snow shed at first before I, but it is. It's really cool.
Dennis Mitchell, trees. That's right. A lot of trees here. A lot of sap.
Good. Yep.
Full. Radisson McGuire, 187th cat push dozer. Well done. Look at the track. The highlighting on the edge of the track, that is really good.
That is really cool.
That's a nice job. Bill Kenkel, I've been working on the DPM building over the holidays. Spent a few hours coloring the individual blocks. Very nice. With fine artist markers. The doors and windows were done with the same markers. Hey.
Nice.
Yeah.
An easy way to go about it. Very good. We could get a couple of freight cars in here.
Yep.
Right.
Same,
Yeah.
Probably 1 or 2 more on the other side.
Yeah, there's an engine DCC project right over here. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there, Bill. Hey, Dennis Blank, winner of the $50 gift card tonight, got the lighting done for my staging yard on the N-scale layout. Very cool. Can do night ops now.
There you go.
That's why I put all my lights in. Very good. Here we go. Here's the other side of the Bill Kenkel story. I knew. I've been experimenting with decals for the painted engines for my Pine Valley and Northern Railroad. Very good.
That paint scheme looks vaguely familiar.
It does. All right. Joe DeLusso, I have a new 24-inch by 39-inch work desk on orders. So in the meantime, these 2 cars will be the first 2 projects of the new year. The wood chip hopper will be a repaint, and the container flat will be converted into a log flat.
Oh, nice ideas. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And we could put a couple of wood log racks right here. I mean, taco sauce.
Whole pile of branches right there for the log.
Dennis Blank is back again, working on an order for scale lumber to continue work on the end scale trestle. Need to build 30 or so bents.
You know, after having just done that not too long ago, have fun.
Yeah.
I that's
talk about getting bent.
Yeah, get bent. Yep.
Working on a scratch base, turntable, and end scale. Very nice.
That looks nice.
Ooh.
Sean Hoppert putting some models for consignment up at Engine House Services, hashtag not sponsored, and picked up a new throttle to do some operating later at the Superior Scenics LLC. There you go, Sean. Supporting the hobby shop. Those UT6Ds are pretty nice. Ah, boy.
That's beautiful.
Well, okay. First of all, Tony, you can't just dump everything out on the desk. Okay, that's just not the way that. Oh boy,
I'm jealous of his plastic display.
Yes.
Yeah, his inventory of evergreen.
I didn't have the length to do that I wanted to, but I just had to go with 4 screws in the wall.
Well, yeah, but now you know why every hobby shop's out of evergreen styrene. You know where it's at.
Yeah, this is a lot. But I mean, so Tony is a former workbench of the week winner, and yeah,
That looks more like my workbench.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you go work on the kitchen
All
table.
right, let's see here.
Gotta be careful when you drink that coffee. You don't drink paint.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing, and I know Tony pretty good. He's a good modeler. He does really good stuff. S scale. He does vehicles, and he's really into the 1/64th farm toy stuff and everything like that. So this stuff doesn't go to waste, except okay. So we have a little corner down here, right down on the very by the Gatorade bottle. We have that bottle down there, or that little space, and then if you look right by the coffee cup, there's a little bit of a space left right by that blue pickup truck. I mean,
But for S scale, there's not that much room really. Maybe a couple of vehicles, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, but see, he has the same issue that I've got, because I have a whole bunch of old prescription bottles all over the place too. If you look, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 10 of them just laying there, and I have done nothing with mine, and I don't even know what you would do with them anymore because I've got all sorts of other stuff. I don't know. Does anybody? What could you do with all those prescription bottles to get them off of your workbench?
Throw them away.
Well, yeah, throw them away, I suppose.
And then the day after you throw them away, you're gonna go, dang it, I needed a container.
See, and that's exactly it. You know, it's just, yeah, Tony, you're gonna have to really kind of do a little, I don't know, maybe get a bobcat and just kind of start digging through and sifting through that. Get it. You know what you could do, Tony? Honestly, when you need to clean off your bench, get that rock sorter that they have for the end of the bobcat. Just scoop everything in it and start tumbling it, and all the small stuff will sift through. It's
Unbelievable.
It's just a suggestion. Oh, all the bottles have parts in them.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh
That's
my God.
cool. Start shoveling. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That is something else. All right.
Did you win
We got
ready this year.
He did
Yeah.
win. That's for sure.
Yeah. See.
Peter Moyle Greetings all. Today I'm working on some HO scale heavy equipment. Most of these are for a quarry that is one of my major customers on my Railroad of Lies, the Penn, Oriel, and Western.
Penn, Oriel, and Western.
Look at he's got taco sauce here. He's got
several bottles of glue, it looks like.
Yeah. It's very interesting. All right, Peter. Let's keep her moving here. Brad Labrecht. Having fun working on Pelican Rock limited run kit by Foscale. Love your podcast. Carry on, boys. Well, thank you, Brad, for tuning in and taking the time to post. And Foscale Models, they make some real nice stuff.
Some nice weathering, too.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Very good, Brad. Keep us posted on the progress. Oh my gosh.
Oh, airplanes.
Jason Young in the middle of a few projects. Those aren't trains, those are planes.
Well, you could be hanging them from the ceiling.
Oh no.
What's with the cow?
I don't know. I was trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into it myself.
Ricardo Part 2 from the Jersey Transit.
There you go. There you go.
Keep her moving.
Oh, please. The jokes still haven't stopped from that day.
Oh, goodness.
Oh,
so
goodness.
Robert Wachowski, winner of the big prize tonight, going to try my hand at some decoder programming. One of these engines, along with removing the figures that Atlas and Proto like to put in the cabs of these engines. He gets bonus points for the second section on the big monitor.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Has he got a microwave on his workbench? In the left-hand side there? Is that a microwave?
That's a microwave.
Oh. I want to know what that's for.
Popcorn. Probably popcorn or heating up his water.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Sure enough. Very good, Robert. And congratulations tonight. Paul. Tons of S-scale car projects. Some are finished and some are works in progress.
Yeah, it's criminal.
I should get extra credit for that one in the front. Ken Zeska gave that one to me. It's a kit from about the mid-1970s.
Oh, is it one of these? Where is it? Oh, God.
It's clear resin.
Yeah. Is it like a brick?
That's not a train stuff kit?
I think it's a train stuff kit. But it's clear resin.
You want two more?
I don't know. But the Bangor and the Roostuk one up on the bridge, that's a train stuff kit.
I've got
Isn't that pretty?
I've got a Frisco boxcar and an R box that I'll probably never build. You can I'll bring them to Minnesota with me.
Bring them along with that suitcase of cash.
Yeah.
Paul, can we split the suitcase of cash?
Sure.
All right. So that Banger and a Roostic car is really good.
Yeah, it was sharp.
Yeah, that's a very sharp car.
It started out as a wood and stainless steel or metal kit, and I replaced all the wood and metal with styrene. I totally redid it.
Is the Corinth and Counts car? Is that in American Models AF?
Yes.
That's a beaut too.
Look at the reporting marks.
FT.
Yeah,
that's your car, Mike.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's awesome, Paul.
But the big impressive thing there is that hopper.
Yeah.
That thing is amazing looking. How many of those did you end up doing? Like 3 of them?
I did 4 of them.
4 of them.
Yeah, but I put a lot of work into those. I'll bring a couple to the modelers retreat.
How long did those take you to put together, Paul?
About a month and a half, but 20 hours.
Wow.
Oh, they look amazing.
Yeah, those are fun.
Very good. Quentin Webb. Oddly enough, bench work is on the workbench tonight. Look at this. He's got a welder there. Kind of modeling are you doing there, Quentin? Greg McComas. Boilers and gon covers needing some attention.
Huh.
For mackerel, I'm assuming. Has to be. Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah.
Those gon covers that he makes for the like doing the copper slurry and stuff.
Slurry.
Those are pretty sharp.
Yeah, they are.
John Garvin. I've renovating a kit I first built in 1986, a Woodland Scenics Tucker Brothers machines shop. New roof and more weathered exterior and static grass for the yard. Hashtag not sponsored. Otter Valley Railroad dropped off a DCC system and my first DCC locomotive. Loving the lights and sound. Will have to join the revolution and update my DC locomotives to DCC. Thanks for the mug, guys. I'm enjoying the coffee in it at my bench. Well done.
Yeah.
It's a good looking mug.
It is.
Let's see here. Peter Tillman still building trees. Workbench is extremely cluttered and messy, believe me. Well, Pixar didn't happen, Peter. I'll tell you that right now. But good work on the tree.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Great.
Peter Short. It's down to the cutting mat, laptop stand, and lost and found box. Everything else is packed away. Getting the basement finished here soon, so anything in the basement has to get packed out.
Uh-oh. Well,
Good luck on the renovation. Ryan Osmalski didn't get any photos of them in progress, but helped my 7-year-old build 2 blue box kits he got for Christmas. Of course, afterward, we had to set them up on the easy track on the floor to test them. I brought them to an open house today and got asked at least a dozen times when we're building the layout. So the pressure is on. Yes, it is, Ryan.
Yep.
It's time to build.
Although keep that carpet, because that could be actually look like a wheat field if you do it the right way.
Yep.
That's true. Philip Dimmer. Phil, you're here tonight.
I'm here.
Hey. Dusting.
It's actually
dusting
messier.
And more dusting.
It's actually messier than that now because I've been working as we've been talking here.
I was going to say, have you been fiddling while we've been conversing?
Hey, Phil, thanks for coming on.
Yep.
Oh. So Ben Groyle's got a few pictures here. He says, I wanted to start the new year right, so I cleaned all of my benches, reorganized all of my tools. All right.
It's disappointing. Yeah. And knowing Ben, too. Knowing Ben the way you and I know Ben, Andy, that's completely disappointing.
No, Ben's very meticulous and clean and organized, so it fits the bill. Working on 2 SD45s and 1 SDP45 using the new decals produced by Chicago Link Decals. Hashtag not sponsored. Also working on a bridge. Hey, let's take a look at the picture, shall we? Oh, boy.
Is it Chicago Link Decals?
I haven't heard of them.
No, either have I.
He's got a rubber ducky on his workbench.
Yeah.
Must be part of the rubber duck mafia.
Maybe.
Yeah, my next door neighbor gets those on his Jeep. That's a big thing for Jeep guys.
Very cool. Ben does very good work.
What was the name of that decal company? Chicago
Link. So look at the size of Ben's workbench. This is
huge.
So this, like for him to quote unquote clean the workbench, that's an undertaking altogether. So we got to dissect this just a little bit. So this is what he's working on today, right? So we got that SD45 there, some scale trains, husks in the background. He's got all of his glues and I guess toothpicks and stuff set off to the right, but then look at all of those box cars he has to the left that are work in progress.
That's a lot of work.
The guy, he gives it.
I tell you what, this decal company is kind of cool looking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And here he is working on a bridge. Specifically, I'm going to guess that bridge in the back, which I believe is a Milwaukee Road bridge, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, that bridge actually kind of looks familiar.
Yeah, it does. All right. Great job, Ben. Alex Mantle, what's on your workbench? New year, New York. New work, excuse me, not New York. New year, new work. Space with proper organization. Super stoked for workbench efficiency. Oh, where's the projects?
Do you even model, bro?
Alex, first of all, this is very nice. A very nice workbench that you have here. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. But yes, this is so clean. Looks like 2 cutting mats. Amazing. I've never seen a workbench so clean. Wow. Let's see, we got more comments here. Martin Jenkins, replacing the receiver and speed controller in an HO scale Porsche 956 race car. Using a camera and screen so I can see. Look at that. And bonus points for Second Section Podcast up on the left-hand side.
Wow. Those little cars that he's been doing for how long now? Those things are so cool.
Yeah. Luke Lemons. I need some Second Section Podcast swag. Here is my entry. Nice and messy. Sorry, no close-up photos. It is hard to get all of the mess in one photo. Is there extra points for pulling drawers out to use as more horizontal surfaces to stack stuff on? Absolutely. Is this the paint booth here on the right?
Looks like it, yeah.
There's sage advice here. Let paint dry.
Usually signs like that came because somebody needed a reminder.
That's awesome, Luke. Yeah, this is impressive.
He's got the hair dryer on a pull down. That's a pretty impressive thing.
Yes.
I mean,
right here.
Yeah, that's kind of like a little mini machine shop he's got going on there. I've been in that shop more than one time. It's it is pretty.
But it looks still too organized with all the drawers and.
But look what he's using the drawers. Look at this. The drawers are holding up kits. Like this is really good.
Okay, so if you see the gray cabinet right there,
he's also using his layout as a workbench as well.
But that gray cabinet, I wish he'd open up those doors and take the picture because that gray cabinet with the right there on the left, the long drawers, those are filled with shells and pieces and parts of anything you can imagine. There's enough parts in probably those that they make several locomotives.
And bits of string too small to use.
Too small to use. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Buddy,
Yeah.
we need that part one of these days.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. Luke's again a fantastic modeler. I love the lessons that he's taught me about modeling over the course of the years. That's for sure.
Even though it's Sioux line, it's still pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. His layout's really fun to operate too.
Yeah, it is. It's actually it's one of the most fun layouts I've ever been on.
Clark Cooting.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
Clark.
we know Clark. No caption, but hey, an entry nonetheless. Clark's Tools, right there. Well done, Clark. Here we go. Frank H. Conlin, not on the workbench, but next to it. New setup for the airbrush in the basement. Dang.
Nice.
Wow.
That looks pretty good. It's a real deal regulator there, that's for sure. Buck Heiberger, Christmas layout. That's right. You got to have one of those. Well done. And here's the workbench. Okay. Buck Heiberger. Here we go. He obviously uses the Altoids container for keeping parts in. I like that. We got a nice smattering of paint and tools. It's good. Very good. Here, Justin Hendrickson. My MKT Katy, Texas depot is nearing completion. Then a small display diorama will be built for this. It's looking real good, Justin.
Mhm.
I always love the Katy. The Katy and the Mopac. I don't know why, but I just love them. All right, Graham Stockfeld, excuse me. I'm on about day 4 of cleaning out my modeling room, and that includes my workbench. So photo 1 is the semi-clean room. Photo 2 is where everything is gone, and somehow I have to get the modeling room finished and then put everything back into it. When I sat back down at the computer, I noticed that I still have some taco sauce on the workbench. I am almost ready to vacuum the parts eating carpet. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Now, is he going to try to retain some of, or is he just going to let the vacuum cleaner suck everything in, or is he going to put like a filter over the top of it to try to collect any parts?
Or I don't know. I don't know if it's worth the effort. I don't know. Here's the other pictures here. Sweet sassy Molasky.
Holy cow.
All those A-line boxes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my. Graham, this is high in the running. All right, Trevor Sokolon. The usual multiple projects on the go, couple of NAR Jeeps with some BCR box cars to weather, and a plate my daughter made in repair after the dog decided to Greek wedding it. Oh dear.
Oh, good Lord.
Good man, Trevor. Good man. Yes, very good. Yes.
Well, it looks like you might have all the pieces to the plate.
Yeah, looks pretty close. Hope he can save it. Oh yeah, some nice looking Jeeps there.
And color matching, it'll look great.
Yeah, I think with the palette that he has over here on the left, he'll be able to recreate that.
Never even tell it was broken until it breaks again by the
Yeah,
dog.
there you go. Oh, poor dog. Gary Rumming, not on my workbench, but at a computer editing whilst listening to Brew with the Crew. Gary was on the show, did a fantastic job about his shelf layout. Super shelf layout. It's a fantastic modeler. Graham back again. While watching the show, I've been I've given the cleaning a break, and I've been experimenting with some crushed cars for my loads for my C&W Pride gondola. I used heavy aluminum from a pie dish and formed it over a white metal car body, a Leetown 1940 Ford Tudor sedan, then squashed it. For any I'm going to use, I would need to wait first.
Mike Buddy does a very similar technique to that, except for he actually uses aluminum foil because it's a little bit thinner than the pie tins.
Yeah. I've seen that. Ooh, Chris Bell from Op Sessions on the Corn County Rails last night. Looks like a fun layout.
Yeah.
Matt Forkham. He had a live stream this week at an operating session that he had. That was pretty good. Upgrading all of my cars to semi-scale couplers and wheel sets. Ooh. Now we're talking. And pretty soon you'll go to the Sargent couplers after that. Hey, Dwight Anderson, the Modern Milwaukee Road, Iowa division. He's been posting a lot of stuff, some cool stuff of the What If, right, on the Milwaukee Road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out, if you guys can, go check out his Facebook group. Really cool stuff going on there. Linton Towel. Turning and mounting scale 7 wheels and axles. Oh my gosh. It's got the calipers are out. This is the real deal. Not messing around now. Brock Krenke putting the details on a Kato SD80 Mac, borrowing some space on Owen Lemon's workbench. All right. All right.
Ooh, I don't know, Brock. So, would Owen see?
I think it'd be a horse a dozen if this one were to be the winner.
Yeah,
you have to give it to Brock and Owen, right? Because it's Brock's model, and then Owen. But I mean, we gotta really account. I mean, I like the idea of using the bottle caps for, stuff that's resourceful, but we could probably get a box car in here, get some taco sauce.
You could get a Z-scale layout around that thing.
Yeah.
Or a traction layout.
A traction layout would be good. Yeah, that would be, get some wires. That would be good.
Like the Burlington unit in the back corner, though. That's kind of interesting.
I want to know what's going on with that. I do.
That looks like an old Athearn, like SD45 or something, maybe.
Can't know. We'll have to have Owen give us an update on that.
Yeah.
Or Brock. Okay, here we go. Owen's got repainted the deck and did some repairs on this WC TOFC flat car that I got from a buddy. It's turning out pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the use of the prescription bottles for parts. I do the same thing.
We were talking about that with Tony Dixon's because Tony had prescription bottles also, and they were strewn about in all over the place.
Yep.
He says there are parts in all of them, though. So.
I have to go through my monthly cholesterol dosage, medication, and I tell you what, those med bottles are perfect for like couplers and rail joiners.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're good for little travel sizes of like thinner too, if you can.
Yeah.
Get the plastic.
Here's Chris Bell with the video at the operating session.
Oh, that's
very nice. Are those Milwaukee Road units? I can't tell.
Yeah, it kind of look like it.
Kind of look like it. Not bad. All right. We got Ben Truesdale. Take your pick. All right. He's got some 3D printed stuff here.
Fellow S-scale modeler.
Is he really? Oh.
Yeah. He's
minus 2 points.
Yeah, he's actually Paul, did you get any of the 4750 cars from him?
No, I didn't yet. I was trying to help him source out a 3D printing outfit, so I don't know who he decided to go through.
Yeah, I've got like I don't know, I got 5 of them here. So yeah, they're nice. They're really, really well done. But he printed them himself, so it's
Yeah, that's good. Very good, Ben. All right, Glenn Fricks, working on building a building flat for one of my industrial park mini modules. The main module has become my secondary workbench. Oh no. Is it good, Glenn? Is that it? I think that's it. We've made it to the end. Hot snot. I gotta. Oh man.
All that's left on my workbench is the empties.
We missed Dennis Blank. What's that? Yeah, all that's we're left on the workbench is the empties.
Tonight's episode.
Oh man. Okay, so we got a tough job tonight, fellas. We have to figure out who is the winner of Workbench of the Week. This is tough. Which one was your favorite? We'll start with special guest referee, former Workbench of the Week winner Mike Slater.
Oh God, no.
And I can bring up any. I missed 227 comments, by the way. Holy smokes!
I kind of lost track of what I was looking at.
I mean, there was a lot of colors this evening.
Yeah. I got lost by all the comments.
Yeah, right.
Description of the video, pictures, and that.
Yeah, I think maybe John, did you have a favorite?
Tony Dixon's workbench looks just like mine. So
yeah, Tony Dixon's was
I
pretty
don't want to
good.
play favorites, but
Yeah. What about Brent? You've been hanging with us all night.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn. There's the one that looks like a bunch of them look like mine, which is a mess. And then, but I really like the one that, and I don't remember whose it was, but it was the long one with the nice organized, nice workflow all the way down.
Was that Ben Groyle? The one with the
like countertop, and he had the branch line kits set up. It looked like getting ready to be built.
Oh yeah, that was Ben. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was good. What about you, Phil?
What was the one with that had the coffee cup and the pill bottles? The first one
that was Tony Dixon.
Yep, that
one.
Yep.
But Tony's not eligible though because he won.
Yeah, Tony's a former
Tony's
winner, so we want to give it to someone new. So I'll let you chew on that one. What about you, James?
I like Ben's.
Ben's?
Yeah, because it was long. You could do a lot with it. Needed more stuff on it, but
yeah.
I know mine's a cluster mess, but
that's a different way of saying it. That's awesome. That is not a very. That's the most PC railroad way of saying that as I've ever heard.
That was really clever, James.
It was in there too. It was down there at the bottom on the right hand side. It wasn't in the long columns, but everything's in there.
Yeah. Yep. That's good. What about you, Paul Belmore?
I liked Ben's. If we want to go with Izzy, I liked Luke's.
Luke's. Yes, that's good.
I like to have the drawers open and he's holding.
Yeah, and the stacking on the drawers. Yeah,
I'm guilty too. If I was to ever show my whole workbench, it's just a mess.
That's nice. That's very nice, Paul. Paul Bukowski, what do you think?
I kind of like Luke's area too. You can't really call it a workbench. You have to call it a work room.
Yeah, right. So we have 2 for Tony, we have 2 for Luke, and we have 2 for Ben. Mike?
What?
Oh, Mike
Oh,
Slater.
better Mike
Yeah,
Slater.
no, I couldn't make a decision, and of course now I got to pick one of those three, and I was going to pick somebody else. So,
And let me see.
Who are you going to pick? Who are you going to pick?
Who's going to pay me the most in that?
Let's see. You know two of the three personally.
Yep.
Yeah. And if I say one of those two, then I'll be playing favoritism.
Boy, that sucks to be in your position, doesn't it? You got a three-sided coin? Wait a minute, right there. Dollar signs. I have things to say about that, Luke Lemons. I have a lot to say about that.
I don't know. The Sioux line is kind of doing some negative points with me because of what they did to the
Ooh.
But then again, his modeling is kind of outweighs what the railroad he's modeling.
Yeah,
but it would be a great railroad to bring all my WC motive power over and take all that Sioux line stuff off and turn it into a WC second sub. Oh God.
Well, legit. Go ahead.
I know what Luke does with everything that most of us advanced modelers and that would consider garbage and we wouldn't even touch, but he turns out on outstanding models. Maybe it has to do with that workbench area.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just have to play a little favoritism and go with Luke.
All right. So we got 3 for Luke, 2 for Ben, 2 for Tony. Mike Ostertag.
What?
What's your vote? Come on, come on, Mike.
One of those individuals lives nearby by a tag there, so there could
Wait, does this help?
Nope. Nope, that don't help at all.
Oh, we lost someone. Oh, did we lose Mike Slater?
Oh yeah. What the heck happened to Slater? Oh, he goes
He'll be
to the
back.
boats and throws me under the bus and then wants Well, you know what? Just because I feel like tonight, I feel like being an absolute jackass about
I was gonna
the whole
say
thing.
turd burglar.
Yep, turd burglar, whatever you want to call it. I'm voting for Ben.
So that's a tie
Andy,
ball
what
game.
say you?
Oh, so now you're putting me on the spot.
Well, yeah, because you got to be the tiebreaker guy.
I have to be the tiebreaker.
You're the tiebreaker guy.
So I'm gonna since
Oh, this
I'm
is even worse for you, dude. Because
I've already made my mind up. It's gonna be Luke. Luke.
God, I'm not going to get into this.
Yeah.
God. I am just glad I don't have to spend 10 hours a night with him in the engine right now because that would be all I hear about.
Yeah.
Sorry, Justin. I tried.
Yep. So I'm gonna I think
Love you, Luke.
Workbench of the week winner is going to be Luke Lemons.
Begrudgingly.
And then I'm also gonna, because I get to have absolute power, and I can shut this off with the click of a button. I'm also going to award Ben for Workbench of the Week as well. So we'll throw both of them on there. We'll get them both some awesome swag from the Second Section podcast. But I think if I had to gun to my head, it'd have to be Luke. So
can I hand deliver Luke's?
Yes, you can. Yeah, save me some postage. That'd be nice. So, anyways, so
Not
Luke and Ben.
It's going to show up at Luke Lemon's house.
Yep.
Luke, I would
Yep.
watch it first.
Yeah, I'd watch it first. So, anyways, I want to just I'm going to do the awkward thing that we do at and first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, nice
to,
job, guys.
To Luke and to Ben. Thank you to all the section crew that put comments out on the Facebook page. A lot of fun. And a lot of good models out there. So I do want to thank everyone for responding tonight. What I want to do, though, is we're going to do the end of the podcast, normal, around the horn, awkwardness, final comments, what'd you think, what you didn't like, that type of stuff. And then we'll tie down for tonight because we're bordering on almost 4 hours here, one of our longest shows yet. So anyways, let's start with Paul Bell. What's that? Who said sorry?
Phil,
I said,
Phil,
I said,
Phil
sorry,
did.
sorry.
Well, you know what, Phil? Why don't we start with you? So, what'd you think of the old second section? First of all, thank you for putting the layout on display tonight. That was really cool. Thanks your son as well. That was awesome for him helping out. So,
yeah,
nice work.
No problem. Of all four of my boys, he's the one that's. I've got pictures of him when he was 2 years old, standing on the layout when we were in Horace, standing on a bar stool, kind of holding on to the layout with one hand and holding the throttle with the other hand. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's awesome to be on here. Awesome to talk with you guys.
Yeah.
I love the podcast. I love all the social media aspect of it and sharing stuff around the country and around the world, actually, with some of the different Facebook pages. So it was great to be on here.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming and thanks for volunteering. That was really awesome. We'll go around my Hollywood squares here to Brent. What'd you think of this this gaggle of model train fun?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. If I get invited back, I need to make sure I bring a cooler with beer down here. Run up and down the stairs. But I always enjoyed this podcast and the excellent modeling that a lot of people do here, and just happy to be a part of it. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome anytime, Brent. That's for sure. And thanks for sticking with us to the bitter end. John?
I had a blast. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah.
It was a great time. And, what I don't like, you're making it really hard for me not to get back on Facebook.
Hey.
You're making it really hard.
If you just do the one thing, that would be just the podcast group, that would be it. Because there's a lot of good stuff going on there.
About 12, 13 years ago, please told me I couldn't stay off Facebook for 30 days. I haven't been back on since.
Well, then I wouldn't come back. It's not gotten better.
You're making it really hard.
That's good. Well, thanks for coming on, John, and we'll make sure to get a nice little plug-in for East Coast circuits there as well tonight. Yeah. James, how about you?
It was a blast being on here. I usually just have to listen to it because I'm always working, but at least tonight I was off and can actually join. But for like Phil, like when I was building my layout, I was using LEDs, and this is what I use. I get them from LED My Place. They're 1200 lumen, and I can get a pack of them of these for a pack of 20 for about $200.
Okay.
And they're 2 feet long.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
I found some other ones at just some Walmart ones that were, I think they're about $14 for a 2-footer. They're a strip, so that's what I'm kind of going around with now in between my lights to try to kind of balance the light out. But
these are like $10 a pop, or if you buy them in bulk, they're about $200 for 20 of them. And
word of advice: when you buy your LED lights, especially if you're going to buy them from like Walmart or some of your big box lumber stores, buy more than what you need, because like I bought mine from Menards, and since I bought mine from Menards, they've changed the appearance of them twice now. So if I were to, and I actually had one LED strip here go bad, that I got to replace LED on the board, but luckily I have an extra one of the same type in that. but yeah, buy more than what you need, because if you want to keep the appearance the same,
yeah,
then that's going to be an issue.
Yeah, for sure. Paul Bukowski.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It was fun tonight. Oh, it's way past my bedtime.
Yeah, it's past all of our bedtimes,
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I have
No,
lunchtime for me.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, right. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing your modeling with us. And I'll remind Mike to bring that suitcase full of money.
Right.
And then, are you coming to Madison?
Yeah, I already have Friday off, so I'm going to drive down and.
Okay. Make sure you hook up with Mike and I. Maybe we
Yeah,
can go out
definitely.
to lunch or something like that. That'd be really cool.
Oh yeah, well, I'll get a hold of you guys.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Paul.
What can I say, guys? It's been blast. I love coming on your show and hanging out with you guys. And yeah, this is great. I got a lot of new friends we just met here tonight. And like I say, I'm just honored that I'm part of something greater than myself.
Yeah. Well, thanks for coming on again, Paul. We love having you on.
Yeah.
And then Mike Slater.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, you, Mr. VNO.
Yeah, no, like always, great time. Even when I'm not on the show and I'm getting grief in the background in the chat.
Yeah, we love that.
So but no, it's a great time as always. And if you want me on the show anytime to talk traction, or I think that
yes,
more than happy
that's
to
a good
put up.
idea.
In fact, for those of you that will be going to the Madison show, we'll be having, like I mentioned, our traction layout there, and there's some of the modules that are prototypical based, and usually those that are prototypical based, I usually have a poster board of prototype photos to see how bad I did in trying to match the prototype.
Come on. Yes, and yes, we would love to have you on the show for traction. So I'm gonna pencil you in, Mike. We're doing the first quarter of 2024. We're gonna be doing we're gonna focus on prototypical modeling and model railroading. So yes, let's hook up afterwards and we can hammer out a date.
Yeah, sounds great.
Awesome. Mike Ostertag.
Hi.
Hey, what'd you think of that one?
I tell you what, you know what? It doesn't seem like we've been sitting here for, what are we going on here? 4.5 days.
Yep. I need a shower. Good God.
I do too. That's all right. But honestly, it was a lot of fun. I don't know if I've laughed so much on one of these before. And we've had good groups of guys on here every time we do this. This is no different. Thank you guys all for coming on and making the show tonight. Exactly what we needed at the end of the year. Want to just say real quick, Happy New Year coming up to everybody out there, all of our section crew. Thank you for everything that you guys have done for Andy and myself. And we hope that in 2024 we can keep bringing you some really good quality content. We've got some ideas in our mind, and whether they happen or not, that's going to be something else. But it's we wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you guys. And
right.
And thank you to all of you guys, and the guys that have already dropped off. Thank you very much for showing up today. And yes, Justin, I said quality. That's enough.
That is not an initiative on this podcast.
That is not. Yeah, I mean,
that is.
That's the problem with having friends that are friends of friends that you work with. Also, quotes friends. I mean, these guys forget they're junior to me in every aspect of everything. God, crying out loud. But anyway, on all seriousness, thank you very much. Appreciate Justin at Engine House Services for everything he's done, especially in the last several months for the podcast. He's been a really great for promoter for our podcast also.
Sure
and
has.
Just thank you. And we'll see all of you guys next year. Off to you, Andrew.
All right. So yes, again, I'll echo the sentiment. Thank you again for Paul, James, John, Brent, Phil, Mike. We had Neil Erickson and Mike Shanky. Thank you again for popping on tonight and staying with us to the bitter end. I do want to thank the folks out in Chatland tonight. You guys were awesome as always, and kept it entertaining and lively all the way through. Some great comments, good questions. And I do want to just, again, give a shout out to the patrons on Patreon. Thanks again for the support. It really helps us keep the lights on here. So I do want to wish everyone in the second section a happy new year. I hope that this 2024 for us is going to, I don't know, it's going to be a fun year for us. Let's just say that. And can't wait to meet a lot of you folks in person as we'll be going to more shows this year. So just a couple of programming notes. The boring stuff here at the end. We are going to have a show on January 9th. Will be our next show, Tuesday night. Home Shop comes back on with some special announcements.
Kicking it off with a bang, baby.
And we're going to have some layouts on display. We're also going to do a show on the 13th of January. So we're coming back on the 9th, the 13th. The week of the 23rd, we will have a show as well. And then February 6th is going to be a show. I believe we're bringing on Matt Herman with 3D Central. And so basically the 9th is when the 13th is when we kick off Prototype Barrage. So it's going to be a fun 3 months of prototype goodness for all of those that do the prototype modeling. So we got a lot of good stuff in the works. And then, of course, the train show schedule, and I'll be getting that up on the Facebook page as well. So I do want to say thanks again. Happy New Year to everyone. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Happy New Year.